And we are live. We are live. Welcome to another edition of Red Cup Rants. I'm your host Dre, and I got these three knuckleheads with me. Um,
Four. I mean, you count nephew?
well, you could count me. I'm one. Uh, my man
I
on
know you ain't calling me a knucklehead.
this side over here, Dex. That man down there is Mad Mike. The guy over there on that side is Boom. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Shit,
Ain't
man.
no thing but a chicken wing. Dre know the rest.
I can't even remember. I can't even remember right now, man. My brain's fried. My
Oh
brain's
my
kind of
god.
my brain's kind of fried right now, man. I'm in sabbatical bliss down here in sunny Florida, so I'm just kind of taking it all in right now.
This dude don't know
Oh
what
well,
to
for me,
eat.
it's who's that peeking in my window?
Right,
Pow. Nobody. Pow.
right. You know how it goes. So
Nobody now. So yeah, but no, I'm good, man. I was informed by my big brother that I am staying for the show today, so I guess
I didn't.
I'll just walk my black behind back to Red Cup Rants and
You
be
know the
sitting back in
other
my
one.
chair on
The other
the
one.
porch
He's
with
that
talking
one.
about
other
the other
brothers.
one.
You talk about this
Nah,
one right here.
the one under me
No.
is the one under
That
me.
That one.
that one.
Yeah,
That one.
when he
Yeah.
speaks, you listen. Trust me. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop putting stuff out there that don't make sense.
That one right there. Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
So everything's going good. We don't really have a lot to talk about, so we're gonna kind of wing it. But it is some stuff to talk about. And then we got another guy who's joining us right now. What's
Boom.
up,
Oh
Ju?
shit. Boop. There you
We got
go.
a special
There
guest.
he
What up,
be.
Ju?
There
What
he
up,
be.
y'all?
We
So
good,
it's
man.
the
We
return
good.
of the Avengers.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Avengers are
man.
back. The Avengers are back.
You already
Back at.
know.
How you doing, Juju? What's good, man?
I'm good. I'm good and relaxed this time. I got me some soda with me. Got me a little bit of candy in the room.
Oh, so he ready with all. He got all the snacks. All the
Yeah,
snacks.
man.
Well,
Oh,
don't feel bad. I got my snacks right here and my Gatorade. So I'm
I
right there with
see.
you, partner. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, man. I got my Coca-Cola.
Well, you are in Atlanta. You better have Coke. Well, you
well, I don't have my red cup. I don't have my red cup with me because it's back in Arizona. So I'm winging it right now.
you got a special red cup, bro.
Yeah, I do. It's not a regular red cup. It's the one that's made by it's made with a different kind of plastic, so you don't have to throw it away. It's
Oh yeah,
reusable.
you talking? Yeah, the hard one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reusable. So, but yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna jump right into some topics, whatever. So the first one we're gonna talk about some NFL news. Um, I think the big news coming out is the Niners gave Shadufus that big old contract.
Man.
I don't know why. I don't know why they gave him. I don't know why they gave him that contract after
I
blowing
know
two
why.
super after
I
blowing two
know.
Super Bowls. After blowing two Super Bowls, he don't deserve a 6-year contract. But that's just me though. Uh,
Man, look,
what do you guys feel about that?
I
Go
gotta
ahead, Mike.
address I gotta address some people that already kind of call me out on my channel about putting um I'm just gonna say this, man. Anybody who knows football know Kyle Shanahan's offense. They know Kyle Shanahan's play calling. They know that play action, running the ball is great for play action. Therefore, the quarterback doesn't have to do as much. We know that. Look at Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, when they're running the ball, they're absolutely damn near impossible to stop when they are running the ball effectively. The Atlanta Falcons with Matt Ryan. Our entire Super Bowl run was based on play action, running the ball with Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, and using Matt Ryan broke an NFL record throwing a 13 different receivers. All right, 13 different receivers in the NFL season, in our Super Bowl season. When you run the ball, you are at your best. When you have a defense to go with it, you're damn near impossible to beat. And this is the reason why I said, what the fuck are you doing, San Francisco? Did you not see that defense that you guys built? Dude, why would you give an offensive coach 6 extra years after the defense that you built, and those guys are not going to be around forever? Guess what? Your boy, what's his name?
Garoppolo,
No, the outside linebacker,
Bosa.
Nick Bosa. When Nick Bosa's 2 years is up, this is his second year. He's going to get when his contract is up. I wouldn't even doubt the NFL Players Association try to pull something out of a rabbit out of their hat where they're going to try to get these young uh, players out of college better contracts out of those 5-year contracts. They're going to try. They're definitely going to try. So, man, I can't for the life of me fathom and understand why the hell you would give Kyle Shanahan. This dude done blew 2 fucking Super Bowls back to back the same goddamn way, and you give this motherfucker 6 extra years. You 6 extra years. You voided the other 3. You voided the other 3 years and gave him 3 new years. Nah, bro. Like I don't get it. Kyle Shanahan is a brilliant play caller as far as the running game is concerned, but when it comes down to actually in-game play calling, that dude is trash, man. That dude is absolute trash. You don't bet on this damn dude to win you the game. Because 9 times out of 10, guess what? Kyle Shanahan gonna try to throw the ball when it's time to run. He gonna bench your best running back. Remember that? You see what he did to Tevin Coleman? You see what he did to Devontae Freeman? Anybody remember that? Anybody remember that?
Oh
Does
yeah.
anyone remember that? Bench the best player, Tevin Coleman. What's the other guy? I forget his name, but the other running back for San Francisco.
Breida.
Matt Breida.
Breida. Those guys were running the rock, and they were running the rock great. And he just stopped using them.
But it was most of that quarter show, though, in the backfield.
Yeah, Mostert was going ape, bro.
But he stopped running the damn ball. That's the point. Why the hell would you stop running the damn ball? They can't stop it.
That's a whole different conversation, bro.
If I'm playing Madden, bro, guess what?
Talk about it.
If I'm running the ball, I'm not gonna stop and throw the ball just for the hell of it. No, I'm gonna keep pounding that damn rock. But you got this dumbass Kyle Shadoofus who thinks he knows better than momentum. He said, "Fuck momentum. I'm gonna run the ball because it's time to run the ball."
Got cute.
Got too cute. I'm gonna throw the ball, and I'm not even gonna get to the quarterback. The quarterback, the dude couldn't. He still hasn't passed for 4,000 yards yet. There was a top 7 offense, top 10 offense. They was ranked number 7 in offense, top 2 in defense. Why the hell would you give this guy 6 extra years? I guess they desperate, man. They talk about Falcons fans are desperate for championship. Them motherfuckers are desperate to get back to their glory days. That's all I got to say, man. I'm sorry I took so long, but I can't for the life of me understand why the fuck would you give this motherfucker 6 years? I would have been cool with 3, maybe 4, but 6?
The crazy thing about it is they gave him a 6-year contract in 2017, so it's another one. So they're banking on him to get over that hump. But you know me, you know my saying, until he do right by us, he ain't winning shit.
Yo, man.
Drew, what you think about Drew? What you think about it, man? You think he deserved that 6-year deal?
No, because if you think about it, he still had 3 years on his deal. Like, why would you give him a 6-year deal? I never believe in long contracts for coaches. Like Oakland gave what's that, John Gruden 10 years. I
Yeah.
never agree with giving the coaches that much leash. I feel like he had 3 years to prove that he's a good coach. And personally, I really think that 49ers fans are going to find out how hard it is to get back to a Super Bowl. When Atlanta got to the Super Bowl in 2016, Deion Jones was a rookie. Devondre Campbell and all those guys were rookies. Our core unit, Grady Jarrett was a rookie. We basically were saying like we're gonna be right back there next year. And look at us now, 3-4 years down the road. We made the playoffs in 2017, and we did good in 2017. I mean, we played against the Eagles. I think it was at the link when we lost to them when they tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones in the back of the end zone. So we lost at the end of the game. We almost went back to the NFC Championship game that year. But after that, we went 79-79. So I think the 49ers are really going to kick themselves looking at they were right there to win the chip like we were right there. But I can't stand Kyle Shanahan. And Mike will tell you, anytime he posts something about Kyle Shanahan on his page, I was killing Kyle Shanahan. I can't stand him. I feel like what Dre said, I don't think that he's going to win anything because he didn't do Atlanta right. He didn't do us right, man. After he lost that Super Bowl, I feel like he shouldn't have took that 49ers job. He should have said in 2017, I'm coming back to right that wrong. You can't just jump ship and be like, well, and he basically act like it wasn't his fault. He didn't apologize to the fans. He didn't apologize to the team. He basically was joking about it. San Fran was joking about us. And I'm like, I told all of the 49er fans, my brother-in-law's father's a 49ers fan. I told him when they went to the Super Bowl, I said, don't get happy because Kyle Shanahan is going to find a way to lose this game. Watch what I say.
That's what he did.
Sure enough, it came down to the fourth quarter. What happened?
Same shit. Same
stuff. I'm telling you, man. Hey, look, pressure bust pipes. I was once told that pressure bust pipes. And Kyle Shanahan, for whatever reason, when he gets under pressure, he folds. I don't know what it is, but he always folds when it comes down to when it's pressure. He doesn't understand end of the game. He doesn't know how to manage the football game. And that's one thing that Bill Belichick is really good at managing, when to call timeouts, when to do certain things, when to run the clock down. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this past playoff when the Titans played the Patriots and they ran the clock down on them. And you know that Mike Vrabel used to play for the Patriots. So he used them same tricks that Bill Belichick uses against them. So I feel like Kyle Shanahan has to learn how to manage the clock. He doesn't know how to manage the clock. And if he can't get it down, I feel like he should bring somebody in that knows how to manage the clock better. But I can't stand Kyle Shanahan. I really don't think
he's an egomaniac. Sorry, Jude. That dude is an egomaniac. He doesn't want to understand clock management.
Yeah, but I don't really think that they're gonna get back this year. I really think that they're gonna go take a step back this year. Because if you realize they lost Emmanuel Sanders on offense, and that's a huge blow because he was the guy that took the top off the defense. And I don't know if they replaced him with anybody else. I know they still got Deebo Samuel, and I know they still got all of their running backs for the most part. But I think Breida might have went to another team. Is Breida still on their team?
I think Breida either got traded or he signed as a free agent to another team.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna take a step back. I think they believe that they're gonna get right back. But if they take a page out of our book, it's hard to get back to a Super Bowl. And I don't think a lot of people realize in the 90s how the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls. You know how hard that is?
It's just hard getting the one. It's just hard getting the one, period. It's hard getting the one.
It's hard getting the one. And that's why I was so disappointed in our Falcons with losing that Super Bowl because we outplayed the Patriots pretty much that whole game, to be honest. They stole that Super Bowl. And that's why I refuse to call Tom Brady the GOAT. Even though he has 6 rings, I refuse to call him the GOAT because I feel like every time they came back and won a Super Bowl, it was because the other team didn't do what they were supposed to do to win the game. He should at least lost 2 of those Super Bowls. Seattle was on the 1-yard line, decided to throw the football. I don't know why in the hell they decided to throw the football, but they threw the football on the 1-yard line or 2-yard line when they got beast mode in the backfield. And then the Falcons turn around and do the same thing that Seattle did. Instead of running the football when we were right in the red zone, after Julio Jones made that catch, we should have salted away that Super Bowl right then and there. That play when Matt Ryan stepped up in the pocket and hit Julio Jones on the sideline. Yeah.
You see my face, man. I don't even want to talk about it. That's why I'm
Bruh.
just sitting here trying not to
I
cry.
have yet to see that. I have yet to see that damn. I have not seen that replay. I can't do
I
it to
refuse.
myself.
I refuse
Hey,
to
look,
watch it.
man.
I
I
refuse to
finally
watch it.
watched the replay. When they showed the Super Bowl replay, I went back and actually watched the Super Bowl replay because I really wanted to know what in the hell were we thinking? What was Kyle Shanahan thinking? I was like, where were the other coaches? Why didn't Dan Quinn? Why didn't anybody intervene? It seemed like everybody just sat back and watched it happen. So it almost seemed like it was rigged. It almost seemed rigged. And I hate to
Yeah,
call sports rigged because that'll really put a damper on sports. But I still can't believe the Falcons lost that Super Bowl, man. So I'm gonna stop talking about it because it pisses me off every time I talk about it.
and I see the dude. I see the dude too over here. He's trying not to talk about it, but I know he his face says it all. But I gotta ask you, Dex, even though you probably don't give a damn. What do you think about Shadoofus and his 6-year deal, or do you care? Or do you care?
Care? I don't care. Mainly because of how San Fran's power structure is at this moment. It was actually the best move for him because, as we have said, even though my brothers are looking at the situation clouded by biased eyes of hate when it comes to Matt Shanahan,
I'm gonna
and
tell
I
you, I'm
do
hating.
and I do understand why, because some things happened when he was here that shouldn't have happened, but he is still one of the most intelligent and bright offensive minds in football. And when you already have a pre-made destructive, I can destroy anything on the football field defense, why not lock him in? You got John Lynch as your GM. John Lynch can build a defense. John Lynch knows what a defense needs. Yes, we're talking about that John Lynch, the same one that I used to hate in Tampa Bay. That guy.
Yeah.
So if Matt Shanahan says, yo, I need this offensive piece and this offensive piece to get over the hump. All right, if you really believe that's all you need is these one or two pieces to get over the hump, why? Okay, why not? I mean, and let's be real. If it wasn't for Shadoofus, as we call him, San Fran wouldn't have been shit. They were the laughing stock. We laugh at all the other teams, but their record really was laughing stock worthy. Like, damn, they still playing football up in San Fran? What is they doing? I mean, the Raiders were bigger.
Yeah.
Locking in Shanahan, business wise, was the smartest move they could make. Now, as a Falcon fan,
Basically, fuck that guy.
and to answer the question on why, when we got to the Super Bowl, did we not run the ball? Well, let's be completely honest with it. The entire season, we were calling plays and situations that didn't really make sense, but we always made it work. We played aggressive from game one to the final game, and when we were up, we stayed aggressive because there's a lot of things that shouldn't have happened, like a missed block that, and things of certain other natures, and a stop on the goal line at the end of the game that was not reviewed by the refs when a certain player did not cross the plane. But we ain't gonna talk about that. So yeah, we didn't run the ball in the Super Bowl because play action, deep ball, mid routes, that's what got us where we were. We kept doing what worked. That's what worked for us all year. That's what worked. Mm-hmm. In a running situation, everybody knew it was a running situation. We play action, and our talent made it work. And football is like cooking, man. If it's working, why change it? And then when it stopped working, everybody panicked. What do we do? It's not working. Because you're playing checkers against somebody over there who plays 4D chess against everyone. That's what happened. I,
Yeah.
I, I hate to say it, but we got to give Bill Belichick his credit when it comes to that Super Bowl. And y'all know I hate everything that has the red, white, and blue
Well, I ain't gonna
coming
do
coming
that.
from
I ain't
Boston.
gonna do that. That Super Bowl had very little to do with Bill Belichick. I typically give him his credit, but that had nothing to do with Bill Belichick. That game, we did not run the ball when we supposed to. We did not make
In
the
in that
proper
year, in that
adjustments.
year, in that year, name me 5 situations when we ran the ball when we were supposed to.
They did it all year.
No, we didn't. No,
Yeah,
we
we
didn't.
did. Matt
No, we
Ryan
didn't.
won MVP, and the Falcons. You go back to Devontae Freeman rushed for about 1,200, 1,100 yards. Tevin Coleman had about 500. Um, and both those guys combined for about 20 touchdowns apiece. So the Falcons ran the ball. It wasn't a question of if they ran the ball. It was the moments. It's all about moments. You can run the ball 20 times a game, but when you got 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and you decide to pass the ball, even if you are a team that rush for like 1,700 yards, if you don't rush at the proper moments, then the run game is null and void, and that's what the Falcons was dealing with. We did not run what we're supposed to, and this is why Bill Belichick met with Kyle Shanahan. And obviously, the motherfucker he still didn't learn anything because Bill Belichick told him where he went wrong, and he turned around and did the same shit he did before. So at when it all comes down to it, man, the reason why I say that it really isn't Bill Belichick that lost us, that really played had a well coached game. It really wasn't. He had no choice. They were down 28-3 in the third quarter. Why would you continue to run the same offense when you're down 25 points going in 3 minutes left in the third
It's
quarter?
like 3 minutes left in the
You
third.
gotta pass the ball. That's not genius. That's not
Exactly.
genius whatsoever.
How,
And
how,
Exactly.
then you
how,
add that the
however, however,
Devontae Freeman. Hold on, let me get this last little thing out. And then you got Devontae Freeman. He just sent the blitz. That's every team in the NFL runs that same exact blitz. There's nothing genius about that. Devontae Freeman did not touch the guy. That had nothing to do with Bill Belichick. So when it all comes down to it, man, circumstances, players didn't execute, coaches didn't execute, and ultimately we lost it. We cost us that game. Majority of the fault going to Kyle Shanahan, then Dan
counterpoint,
Quinn, and for me, Devontae Freeman. Those three
counterpoint,
in that order for me. If that what happened. Go ahead.
counterpoint. Okay. Yes, every team runs that outside linebacker blitz. It's a staple. However, if your running back does not pick up the blitz, that's on him. So therefore, some of the fault goes there. But most of the fault's going to have to go to the defense. Let's be real. I don't care if you on the field for 90 plays or 9 plays.
I don't know about that
You
though.
you
Go ahead.
got to you got when your number is called, you got to do your job.
Bro, if you're on the field 90 times a game, that means you're not running the ball. You're
You don't.
passing the ball majority of the time.
No, I've seen some shootout games where the defense is still on the
Well,
field a lot.
well, let's just get this out the way. We all know the Falcons defense wasn't that great, and they pretty much overachieved at that point. So when I saw how they were playing in the Super Bowl, I knew it wasn't going to last. So
Exactly.
as
I
much
don't.
as I, as
And
much
I
as
and,
I,
and to be
as,
think that's
completely honest
overachieved.
with you,
I don't think that's
it all
overachieved.
it, it,
You
it all
got a
started going
quarterback like
downhill
Matt
for
Ryan. That's
us.
not overachieving, dog. You got a
Hey,
quarterback like Matt Ryan. He played MVP. He
But
played. He played
I,
like that before.
yeah, yes,
but
but listen,
offense
listen,
sells
listen. Hold
offense
on.
sells tickets. Defense wins games.
But
If your
listen,
defense can't hold, then what you gonna do?
listen,
Once
listen.
we got to
Let's
once
let's
the game got
let's
to halftime, that was the end of that. Like,
let's be
let's
honest.
be real.
Let's be honest. We all know the Falcons defense was not great. Let's just put it out there. They wasn't great. The reason why the
Still ain't.
Falcons got hot is because the offense finally started clicking. We know that. So when the defense actually started playing good in the Super Bowl, if anybody thought that the Falcons defense was gonna keep doing that for the whole game, I got a bridge in the Sahara Desert to sell you right now. I even knew they weren't gonna play that great.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came down to
Hold on.
it, but it,
I'm
but it
sorry.
came,
I just
but
don't agree with that whatsoever. Jude,
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, help me
Hey,
out, dog.
hey,
I don't agree with
hey,
that.
Dre, I don't want to cut you off, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but what I want to say is, in this whole thing, I think all of y'all are saying the correct things. Y'all just saying it in your own way. But personally, what I feel like the biggest issue with the defense was that we're not realizing is our defense wasn't a top 10 defense, but we got turnovers at timely in certain times when we needed them.
Jude, you know what it reminds me, and I hate to say it because I hate that team. It reminds me of the 2009 New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah,
def,
yeah,
their de- their defense wasn't that great, but they
timely
were
That
turnovers.
defense was leaky as
they
fuck,
were
but boy, they got
the Saint yeah,
turnovers
the
when they
Saints
needed them.
defense was not great that
Time,
year, but they were opportunistic. Yes, the
timely
Falcons.
turnovers. I'm telling you
Yeah.
guys,
Oh yeah, I
what the
understand
turnover,
that.
the turning point in that Atlanta Falcons and Patriots Super Bowl was when Robert Alford dropped that second interception, and Julian Edelman caught that ball on 3 Falcons. That was the turning point in that football
I
game where the
mean, he had to lay
Patriots.
on one of them to get it.
No.
But
To me, the turning point in that game was not even that play.
it was
It was when
halftime for me.
It was Devontae Freeman missing that block because guess what? Remember I told you that there was a receiver wide open down the field. If Devontae Freeman would at least put a body on that dude, Matt Ryan was going to
Matt
hit
was
him
going
deep for
for
a
him. He was
touchdown. He was
going
going to hit
for
him.
him.
Hey, Dre,
That was the turning point of the game because the Patriots got a turnover and then they scored.
the reason I think that it was a turning point, though, think about it. If Robert Alford makes that interception, you take more time off the clock because they won't fight the Falcons at that point. With us having that lead, and that's what Mike is trying to get y'all to see. You right too, Dre, about what you're talking about when him missing that block because that gave them a short field. But what people
Yeah.
not realizing, if Robert Alford gets that pick, that takes those
That
2 minutes
never
that we're
happened.
talking about off the clock
Off
because the
the
Yeah,
Falcons
clock.
would have had the ball.
yeah, but to me, it shouldn't even got to that point. But it's hindsight is 2020.
That's true.
It's pretty much in the past now. We could sit here all night and break it down to what we saw because we
Yeah,
all passionate about it. Because like
yeah.
I said, that should have been the point. That should have been ours, and we could sit here and talk about how okay, this didn't go right, this didn't go right. The teams didn't play like they were supposed to. We could go all night with that. And honestly, we don't have enough. We don't have more than 2 hours. So the point of the matter is that we all have our feelings about the Super Bowl, whether it's raw or not, because that's how we are. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys kind of wrap it up with the whole Super Bowl thing, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
The only other thing I wanted to say real quick, and it wasn't even about the Super Bowl, it was about Kyle Shanahan. But you
Mm-hmm.
guys were talking, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What I don't understand about Kyle Shanahan and what pissed me off, and I'm not even a 49ers fan, is if you remember the NFC Championship game, he ran the ball like he was playing Madden. They threw the ball,
That's
what,
that's
five,
that's
6 times in the NFC Championship game, and then you
that's
get in the Super Bowl with it all on the line, and you pass
Ego,
the
bro.
ball.
Egos.
it's the
Ego.
same.
I told you.
It's the
Ego,
same thing.
man.
It surprised me that you run the ball like that, and then it's like Mike
I don't
said.
want to run the ball.
It's like Mike
I don't
said.
want
It's
to
the
run the
ego. He was trying to get the Garoppolo his throws, and he wasn't worried about the Super Bowl. He was just thinking about stats. That's just my opinion. He was just thinking about stats.
And one more thing, Dre. When Mike was talking about Bill Belichick, and I agree with him when he was talking about Bill
I
Belichick
thought
and that
so.
the Falcons lost that Super Bowl, and it was not really more about the Patriots winning it. Is if you notice, teams always try to surprise the Patriots. Why don't you do what you would normally do? If you playing Madden and you're on the 1 yard line, why in the hell would you throw the ball? I don't
Right.
look. I don't care if you know that they're running the ball. We were just talking about last week about Zeke Elliott and how he had that body lean where he always
Ooh,
goes
boy.
forward. He never
I
gets knocked
love
back.
you,
Who's better than beast mode in his prime, but going forward and getting a yard?
And the crazy thing about it is the play beforehand, he got 4 yards.
Exactly.
So you tell me he
That's
couldn't
my
get one
point.
more?
That's my point. So I'm saying I don't care if they're in the goal line. I don't care if they got everybody in the box. If I got beast mode in the backfield, I'm handing him that football.
And if he can't get that 1 yard, then guess what? I don't deserve to win that
You
game.
don't deserve to
Exactly.
win.
I
So
don't
be
deserve to
it.
win that game.
So
So
be it.
it happens. Yeah, you're right. You got to go with what works. That you gotta go with what works. But we all know Shanahan is arrogant, like Mike said. So, I mean, are we surprised that he blew another Super Bowl? I'm not.
I'm
I'm
not
definitely not.
surprised.
I'm not. And like I said, until he do right by us, he ain't winning nothing until he do right by us. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on. Boom. I know you want to talk about. You got some Cowboy news you want to talk about. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and have the floor on that one.
So it was reported yesterday that several players, not just one, not two, but several players from the Cowboys and the Texans tested positive for the COVID-19. That puts in perspective just those two teams.
Hmm.
Now we go NFL wide with the states reopening. There's going to be more, and potentially delaying or even canceling this season because now Zeke was one of those players that tested positive, and someone broke a HIPAA rule somewhere down the line. But that's a different topic. But you are good tested positive for the COVID. There are several hundreds, thousands of people that caught the virus again, second time. So now, since he and several other players caught that virus, they're going to be prone to catch it again, even if they recover from it. So this right here puts the damper on offense coming together, especially with the new head coach coming in into the Dallas Cowboys. So it's going to be rough. There's no, well, I guess there is I mean, him and Dak should not have been going out partying like they have. Even though they said they're gonna, shelter in place, I don't think they did because they caught it. They were out doing something. They were or having parties at their house. So now it was them. But was it that caught it first and then spread it on to other players on the Cowboys? Who knows? But that is a possibility to look at. It's all speculation right now because we don't know who the other players are. The only positive person that we know of is Zeke. So he said he's recovering good, which I'll take that. But now that puts a damper on him running the ball because you don't know what type of long-term effects COVID-19 has. All the people that have got it, they're just regular people. They're not athletes. They're just regular old Joes like us. So we don't know how this is going to affect him running on the field, training, whatever. Not just him, but the other several players from the Cowboys and Texans. The Mets can catch it.
You can't get. I
I
had to
saw
put that.
that too. I saw that.
You had to throw that. You had to throw that in there.
The Mets
Yeah.
can.
Mike, that one of your people's. Got to be.
Yeah, but
So,
go ahead, Bo.
that's just the news. Two teams with several players with COVID-19. So I wanted Zeke brought up. Someone broke HIPAA. Put his name out there saying that he got COVID. Now, wouldn't you want people to know that you got COVID, especially your teammates? Someone breaking someone so got it. Okay, good. I'm not mad at. I wouldn't be mad if someone put my name out there and say, "Hey, he got it." So let's stay away from him or give him that proper help. But I think that it's good to come out that he got it because now everyone in the league is going to be testing. There has to be testing in place. Deinfecting the training facilities or whatever is not good enough. How often are they doing it? Was it just a one time when they reopened? Or is it a recurring thing every day? And then are they going straight home, or are they going out somewhere, meeting up, watching film? Because if you're going to do that, you might as well stay in the training facility.
Yeah.
Well,
So
like,
Yeah, because
this right here just puts a bigger picture on how big this thing is. Because before today, there was only one NFL player that got the COVID-19 and recovered. The lineman from the Rams.
yeah,
Two? Yeah, two.
Von Miller had.
There you
yeah.
go.
Von Miller got it too. Yeah.
So
And if you want to count, dumbass head coach in New Orleans, he Sean Payton as well. So
yeah,
but,
Sean Payton.
the thing with COVID is every confirmed case of COVID has a trace route that the CDC actually has to conduct.
Yes.
Because you, even if you don't show all the symptoms, you have been come in contact with this person who came in contact with that person and 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 that person. While you might not show symptoms, all these other people could. You walking into the training facility with COVID now endangers everyone in the training facility. Offense, defense, cleaning crew, higher ups, et cetera, et cetera. Now one of them got it from you, even from indirect contact, and they don't took their asses to Walmart. Now Walmart's in danger. Now somebody who got it from Walmart hopped a flight because they gonna go visit somebody. Now what was just in Dallas is now halfway across the world.
Man,
You talking-
That's why it's important.
You talking about me?
She gonna die.
No, because you in your own little hotbed because there was a WWE superstar who tested positive for the Rona.
Well, wasn't it 3?
Nah, there was one last week that tested positive, and they just released the news like, oh yeah, so we're gonna cancel shootings for today. We're gonna test everyone and come back tomorrow.
After how many hours of him contacting indirectly with other people?
Exactly.
Oh, he's a wrestler. He was direct contact with somebody.
And that's another thing people have to understand. Sports like, let's be real. Sports that isn't tennis or golf, there's direct contact with people. You can't social distance. I can't run a football practice and say, y'all be 6 feet away from each other. Okay, now I'll say, so coach, how am I supposed to stop this pass play? I'm just saying, like, he's 6 feet that way. Yeah, but that's the end zone. What am I supposed to do? He got there first. Basketball, that one-on-one defense. Well, I'm just supposed to go, Ole, go ahead, go score. We'll try to score next go round, and we'll just keep trading baskets until we run out of time.
Yeah, and these two teams, you know, it's in Texas when Texas opened up about 2 weeks ago, and then it's going to spread like wildfire.
And that's the reason why the MLB has that battle that they have with the players going so hard, and why some of the NBA players are starting to say they're not so confident about being in that bubble, because even though it's a bubble, you can't control everybody's lives that are going to be in that bubble. I still got to go feed my kids. I still got to go do stuff. But I still got to work. I still got to work in this bubble. So there's a chance that I got it, didn't know I had it. Now I came here, infected some more players, and all hell breaks loose.
Well, since you already talked about it now, I just went ahead and switch the topic since you already said it. So
Yeah. Kyrie ain't for it. Dwight Howard, oh well, you know,
I mean,
he ain't for it. There's a few other players not for it.
NBA or not, how can anyone be okay with playing sports right now, especially with the NBA? You're up on someone all the time. NFL, you're up on someone all the time. How can anyone be okay with it? Even soccer, you have to be right there in their face to get the ball. So how can anyone be all right with it right now, especially with the numbers that keep rising in China? The numbers that keep rising, and they're doing lockdowns in different areas every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was was it Florida that got 1,000 cases
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida, Arizona, Texas,
The
and
two states, the
I
two states
believe
that I'm in.
Georgia were
Yeah, I'm in
4-digit
Florida, so
rising
yeah,
states.
it's Florida. I'm in
I'm that.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah,
And
I'm
was it
in
Florida got 1,000 new cases back to back?
yeah, yeah,
2,000 new cases in Florida.
2,000.
Two?
yeah,
Two
Shit.
2000.
2000. I'm in I'm up here in Jacksonville, so they
That's
talking about
Florida.
it. They talking about it up here. So
And
and
that's
then
Florida, and that's where NBA wants to restart the season.
Uh-huh.
hmm
Yeah, I understand the players. Y'all see how many numbers there were?
it was a lot. It's like 2000. I know Florida and Arizona like neck and neck right now. I know Arizona's got like 9,000 new cases.
Yeah, it's like
So
2,000 something new cases in Florida. Yeah, I
hmm
live in Orlando, and it's been crazy. Like they've been putting lockdowns, but then they started to open things back up, and that's when it got worse. They opened the restaurants back up, the barbershops back up, and now the numbers
You
are
open the
spiking back
beaches
up.
back up, and then Florida, no, everyone wants to go to the beach.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
I
Arizona
understand the players'
is
frustration,
yeah.
where they don't want to go play because of the COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a serious thing.
Yeah.
It's not a
Indeed.
joke. There's nothing to prevent it.
Yeah.
You may disinfect it, but you can't disinfect the whole city. Because
Right.
even when were on lockdown, did you see trucks driving by spraying things? No, they ain't
No.
do nothing. They just said stay home.
Yeah. With with Arizona, we had 2,400 new cases yesterday. And Arizona's a different type of state because Dre will tell you we both reside here. Um, this is a severely red state. Like anything that the leader of the country says they want to do. So when he first put out the hydroxychloroquine thing, two people here actually took the shit and died. That's how they follow the leader here. So when it was time for shutting down, they were resisting it then. They were so quick to try to reopen, and I was like, this is gonna open up too quick, and shit's gonna happen.
well, we all know that with everything opening back up, and we knew the risk was going to be.
Right.
You know,
Because
I have
yes,
my
so coronavirus is survivable, and yes, there is a lot of people have gotten it, but a lot more have, and a lot of people have survived. But the amount of deaths is still heavy because, yeah, a lot of people got it, but you can't compare it to the flu because the flu numbers that you get in a year is a 12-month period. It's only been what, maybe a good 6 months of coronavirus being in America, and we're already topping flu numbers for a year.
Yeah. See,
And we haven't hit wave two. So when the winter version of this motherfucker that mutated comes back, then what?
Yeah.
and like you said, we doing the reopening too soon, right?
Way too soon. They
Way
were
too
they were
soon.
so worried about the economy
But the
that
lockdown happened too late
yep.
because
Yep.
the president knew about the coronavirus back in January.
Oh yeah, he called it a democratic hoax.
Yeah, and then didn't do nothing about it until March. So we were already 3 months behind.
yeah, but and then now
Look at
with
look
this,
at look at New Zealand and how they handled it. They had a full stadium for rugby, I think, last week.
Yeah. New Zealand handled it well. I think it was Taiwan or Thailand. It was one of the countries right near China. They handled it well. They shut down almost immediately, and they've had the lowest confirmed cases and deaths since it started. And then you have countries that didn't listen, like us, like Italy, like the UK, and the death numbers are just outrageous. Like Italy, for example, there
I,
are
I'm
bodies in
I'm
the
I'm gonna say
street
this,
for the
man.
amounts of deaths.
I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this, man. And y'all might be pissed off at me, but at this point, you got to do what you got to do. There's nothing we could do about this. Either you gonna curl up in your house and sit back and cry and oh the coronavirus gonna kill me.
Is he stuck?
Ain't nothing you can do
Oh,
about it. Y'all man play.
I'm over here
I was
tapping
gonna
my
say, I thought he
screen.
was stuck.
I
They say
mean,
he's stuck.
It froze for a second.
Yeah, I was
All
tapping
right.
my screen. Wait, hello.
Yeah, but this is what's gonna happen, and I kind of agree. Even though I don't like what the governor of Arizona says,
no man, hell no, I ain't all. I'm stuck.
I kind of agree with what he says. Yeah, do I agree with what's going on with the opening up the state and stuff? No, but when he said that we're gonna have to find a way to live with it, I kind of agree with that too. So
We will,
That's
and
what I'm
but I
saying,
would like
Dre.
to
Like
have
that's
wait
what I'm
it,
until
saying. Like
the
we
scientific
can't
community
get
figured out
we
something.
can't run around scared and staying in our house because of the coronavirus. This is not the only virus that's gonna come. We're gonna have other things that happen. We can't sit around and cry and say I'm not gonna move because oh guess what? Somebody got a disease. I don't want to touch them. I don't want them to touch me. Let's stay home and never work again. Let's stay home and never play football. Like we have to
but
just deal with it, man. And people going to die. People are going to die, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive at all. Shit is going to happen, bro. It ain't nothing we can do about
but
it besides try to make the best out of it. But we can't have fucking 45 sitting up here saying, "Oh, it's not real." We're just gonna inject fucking disinfectant in everybody's
man,
bodies, and the shit just gonna
he's
go away.
already
Like,
he's already an idiot. So I don't believe half the shit he says anyway. So,
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he is
Like,
a
but
complete
and
idiot.
then it's not just the corona thing with the NBA too. With all the civil unrest going on, a lot of players don't want to play because they feel that it's not the right time to play. And I'm kind of on the fence with that because yes, there is civil unrest going on in this country, but at the same time, we need a distraction from what's going on. Am I saying to stop fighting the fight to get rights and equality for all minorities? Absolutely not. What I'm saying is maybe sometimes we do need a break from what's going on and just kind of decompress a little bit. Like, trust me,
man,
I work 12 hours a day at my job.
that's it, man.
When I want to go home, I want to go home. I want to relax. I want to have, I want to decompress. Maybe that's what we need right now. But do I
You
also understand why people don't want to have sports right now because of what's going on in this country? Yeah, I do. I do. I understand both sides. You got to listen to both sides instead of just thinking with tunnel vision. Because if you think with tunnel vision, then that's where the problem's gonna lie. Then we'll have more issues. Which is why we're coming to our next subject with the whole Corona thing. This is another. It's affecting another sport. Uh,
No, hell ain't got nothing to do with no damn corona. Them
yeah,
no.
selfish
that's
son of a bitches on the players are selfish and the fucking owners are selfish as hell. They ain't got shit to do with the goddamn coronavirus. Get the fuck out of
Already
here.
know.
I ain't know.
Well, you already know how I feel about players get everything they owed, and I'm gonna stick with
No
that.
damn coronavirus.
That's the hill I'm willing to die on. Yeah, it kind of does
Getting
in a
paid
way.
300
It kind of does in a way because baseball was supposed to start what, April? I was supposed to be watching the Braves and
$1 million. Y'all talking new. I won't owe my three. Bro, ain't
what's wrong with
fuck out
that?
of here. There ain't no damn coronavirus with baby.
I'll start because I've been following this one closely. Um, the owners are the ones. Yeah, the players want their money, and that's been their real hang up. But the owners are the ones because they fleeced the players in the last CBA, so they're in the mindset of we can fleece them again and get what the hell we want. And the players are united. They're like, come on now, you want us to play all these games. You're not protecting us. You're not looking out for us. You haven't given us a plan on how we're going to test or anything of this nature. You're saying we're going to play games in one central location or two different sports. Two different locations. You ain't figured that out yet. And you're telling us you don't want to give us our full salary.
That's
You got to
BS
give
right
up
there.
something.
That's
Yeah.
BS right there.
You got to give us something.
If you sign me to a contract and you're supposed to pay me $200 million, I want my $200 million.
Exactly, because it's not. Oh yeah, my bad. It's not the fact that they're not gonna play all the games. That's a big fucking whoop.
Yeah.
This was not something that one of the players conjured up and just said, let's go push this button over here and release this fucking pandemic on the world, and then tell them they're gonna pay us all our money anyway. No, this is what something that the insurance company calls a unforeseen circumstance. You're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to pay these players because, and if anybody's been watching Sports Center as of late, the MLB's looking worse and worse owner wise. And they're saying that the commissioner doesn't seem like he is in the best interest of the game. He's supposed to help the players and the owners meet in the middle. He doesn't look interested at all. It is a disaster all around. It is a complete disaster. I love baseball. I've been a baseball person since birth. And you're going to have to pay these players, man.
You're gonna have to.
I mean, these guys already are risking a lot for 182 games on a regular year. Or is it
162. 162.
Yeah. So you talking about we're gonna do a shortened 70 to 90 game season?
76.
Where even the players were like, we'll if you give us our full salary, we'll play however many games you want to play, even if it's double headers every fucking day. They're willing to play. It's just like, concede us our money and we'll do whatever.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, man, I'm sorry, bro. You gotta be out of your goddamn mind. I am not giving you your full salary for half. I mean, even if the owners are being greedy, players, you gotta be real, dog. You cannot. I'm not paying you.
You gonna pay me what you owe. You gonna pay me
$20 an hour for
Mike. I usually agree with you,
nah,
but you got to pay me.
That ain't real, bro. That ain't business.
How that's
Hell
not business?
no, I ain't giving you $20 for 8 hours of pay. Hell no.
Mike, how's that good business? Explain to me how I'm the one that generates your motherfucking revenue and you're not gonna pay me what you owe me.
You're gonna be fucking broke. That's how.
Why
would I pay somebody
if I don't bring my ass to this motherfucking field and put on a show for these fans, you not making no money. So you gonna pay me what the fuck you owe me.
Hey, fellas.
Go ahead, Jew. Hold up. Let you talk. Let you speak.
Hey, fellas. Look, I be trying not to cut y'all off, but look, this is the deal.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like Stephen A. Smith. This is the deal.
Jew, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you got something to say, speak up. Because once we get on the road, you just gonna have to jump in there. It's like the Royal Rumble. You got to jump in there and start throwing punches, man.
Yeah, let me go ahead and say like my boy Stephen A. This the deal. Hey, the owners. I don't feel sorry for the owners because you're billionaires. Look, you can fork out this money. Look, let's stop playing games. Let's go ahead and grease these palms. Let's stop playing games. Like, let's go ahead and pay these players so we can get this thing on the road. Because we're missing the big picture. The big picture is the MLB. Nobody's watching baseball like they used to. They call it America's pastime, and it's really America's pastime because a lot of people could care less about baseball. I mean, you got people that are watching it, but that generation that was watching baseball, like we watch the NFL and the NBA, is dying off. So if they really want to keep us intrigued, this was the MLB's chance to have the platform by themselves. No NBA playoffs, no NFL, basically no sports. So they had the whole platform where they could have intrigued this younger generation, but they wasted time. They're wasting time. They're wasting money. As much as the owners want to say that they don't want to pay the full salaries, you're billionaires. You can afford to do it. You're billionaires.
Exactly.
Exactly. I agree.
I want to keep my I'm sorry. I agree with everything you're saying, but if I'm a billionaire, if I'm a businessman, I'm trying to keep my money. I'm trying to keep my money.
Like I told you, normally I usually agree with you, but you're gonna have to pay these players because for one.
We're saying that because we're not billionaires. We're saying that because we're not billionaires. If you were a billionaire, you would not try. You would not be trying to get.
But I'm also a business. I'm also a businessman, and I understand I'm gonna have to compensate my players because when I'm paying them for one, that's slavery. That's first and foremost. But second, like you said, baseball should be in the limelight right now as literally like almost one of the only sports.
That's it.
But that's not there.
That's it.
I can get enough.
And what you also got to realize is what you also got to realize is since you trying to play all these non-truthful never was trying to be in it games, you really are opening up the door for a labor strike next year because you're gonna piss these players
Oh, the
off bad
strike's gonna
enough
have.
to where
Look,
they ain't
well,
gonna be in
look,
baseball for a
the
while.
strike's gonna look. I'm gonna call it like I said, and the NFL. I said the NFL was gonna do 52-48. It was 52-47, which was fine. Baseball's gonna have another strike. I already see it coming.
Yep.
Oh, they
They're
gonna
gonna
have
have
another
another.
strike.
They're gonna have
That's
another strike.
obvious.
They
That's
gonna have
They're gonna
another
have
strike.
another strike.
Yep.
So,
Because
obvious.
because
So
the
if
thing
it's not
is
gonna
the
be-
players are united. That's the thing. The players are like, nah, this ain't it, and we ain't having it. None of them are like, oh yeah,
and
well
you know what?
maybe.
I don't have an issue with the players doing it either because you know
Me
me. I'm
neither.
pro player. I'm pro player till the death of me. I'm
Yep.
like I said. That's the one. Like I could agree with a lot of things you guys say. But I'm pro player and I'm willing to die on that hill every
Yep.
time. So if I have to die on that hill
I'm
tonight,
supposed to keep
then
my goddamn money
Oh
in
no,
my
I'll die.
pocket.
I'll
I
die
ain't trying
beside
to
you,
pay
bro.
no
Because
money.
I'll die beside
so
you, bro. Because nah,
Yeah,
they gotta
but
pay them
because
players,
even,
bro.
even and even if I was if because you gotta look at these billionaires, they got more than one entity of making money. That's how you're a
Yeah.
billionaire. When you're a
Exactly.
billionaire, you got different streams of income coming in. It's not just owning a sports team. You
That
got
don't
all
mean I
other
ain't
things.
trying to keep it.
I mean,
I'm trying to keep that.
look at guys like Jerry Jones or Arthur Blank. I'm pretty sure they got other streams of income coming in besides their respective football teams. So, do I have any sympathy for billionaires? I absolutely don't, because they're going to be fine in their mansions and their
Exactly.
ranches and their cars,
Exactly.
and they're making money off these players that they
They're making
draft.
off the backs of these.
They're making off the back of these
Everybody making
players.
money off
Why
of
you think? Why
everybody.
you think?
Everybody
Why you
making
think?
money off of everybody.
Why
I
you think
don't
the
give a
Falcons? Why you think the Falcons got that stadium? Why you think the Falcons got that stadium? Why you think the Cowboys
crackheads.
got that stadium? Why you think they got that stadium?
Dope boys making money off crackheads. It's everybody making money off everybody.
Everybody,
So I don't want to
exactly.
hear none of that
What the
shit.
hell?
I don't want to hear that shit, man.
That boy just gonna
I
wait.
don't want
He
to hear
all the
that
way.
bullshit.
Hey,
He over there in
leave
Albuquerque,
Mike in
bro.
left field. Leave Mike in the back of the class eating
Mike
the
made
glue
it right
sticks.
in
Eat,
Albuquerque when he said
leave,
that
leave
is.
him. Leave Mike in there with the glue sticks, eating the glue sticks with the dunce cap. He
Hey,
good by himself. He good over there.
If I can keep my money in my damn pocket, you damn right I eat some fucking glue
And then,
sticks.
and then, and then, and then, and look, and Dex, he gonna have the nerve to call me cheap. Look at him. He gonna have the nerve to call me cheap.
Damn right.
See,
Hell
is that,
yeah, 'cause
is that, see?
Are you in a
if I'm a billionaire, I'm trying to keep that shit. I ain't trying to pay nobody else no more.
But
If
Mike,
I'm a billionaire,
hey,
the
look,
thing with billionaires is they know to stay a billionaire,
they
you gotta
know.
feed the play. You gotta feed the way that you became a billionaire.
This man
So if
said
you
crack.
became a
being
billionaire
cheap
because
as hell.
your
Hell,
That man
your
said
main
crackhead.
revenue is a baseball team, pay your baseball players. Because if you don't, you ain't gonna be a millionaire for long. You ain't
I
gonna
don't
be hell. You ain't
disagree.
even
Well,
gonna be
they
a
said.
millionaire
Well,
after it's over with.
they said that a billionaire to millionaire can make money in their sleep. That's all. That's all I know.
That,
Right.
When you
But
start
see,
making money,
but the
when you
thing
start
with
making,
baseball is baseball gets money from from the turn, from the door, that money, but they also get money from TV.
that's
They're
every sport.
losing, yes, they're losing
That's every
money from
sport.
TV. But if you're not gonna play these players, which the players say you get the money right, they'll play. So if you ain't gonna pay these players, you ain't gonna have your TV money. You ain't gonna have your TV
yeah, I
money.
don't
You ain't gonna
feel
stay a
sorry
billionaire
for
for
the
long.
owners
Because them
as far
contracts
as
ain't gonna be
baseball.
honored, and you gonna have a whole lot more hell to deal with. Because that ad revenue, that replay revenue, gone,
Yeah.
gone.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then
Well,
when it comes out that you're a shitty owner, a lot of the players gonna be like, I ain't gonna play for that fucking team. No, fuck that. Well, just like the Red Sox might be losing that luster of playing for the Red Sox because, oh yeah, the fan base is racist, and yeah, we knew about it for a long time and we never did nothing. There's gonna be a lot of players saying, nah, fuck that. I ain't going up there. Because baseball is not as
It ain't as
white
popular as it used
as
to
it
be.
used to be.
Boom sitting up here like he a damn billionaire. Boom ain't saying a damn
I was
thing.
trying
He
to say
sitting
it
there
clean, but I wanted
Oh,
to say it
yeah,
clean,
like
but it ain't as
like,
white
what
as
he
it used to
ain't
be.
saying.
Boom
That
sitting
boy.
there like the Godfather. All he missing is the cat. He sitting back like
I'm just waiting on.
sitting back like he in the mob, yo.
Actually, I was gonna ask Boone what he thinks about all this. How you feel about the whole players saying they want all their money? You feel that they are being greedy? How you feel about it?
Boom look like he about to make an offer we can't refuse.
Probably. He probably is.
Sit back like one of the sharks
So-
on Shark Tank.
You got these players on the contract, right?
Yeah.
Does it anywhere in the contract say with a pandemic or some godly event that where you are not playing, you will not get paid. Does it say anywhere in the contract?
Nope.
I'm pretty
Absolutely
sure.
not.
I'm sure every
hell no, that's
Absolutely
not
not.
true. That's not true. Every player, if you're not playing games, you don't get paid. Period. That's every contract. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Period.
But what about if a player gets injured who's not playing? They still get paid.
If a player gets injured, he gets
They
paid.
get he
So
gets
They get
paid.
paid.
He
They
still
get
get
paid.
paid.
They
So
get
what's the
paid.
difference?
So what's the
They get
difference?
paid. I don't
Your
think
ass play or you don't play. You won't get money. What the
But
hell
I
you
think
mean?
you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say.
Interesting.
Are you saying that when a player gets injured, he's still getting paid or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting paid. He's getting paid.
So if he's not playing and they're not playing because of this pandemic, what is the difference?
There isn't one.
One of those godly, one of those godly, whatever hell you want to call it.
One of
Right
those
now.
catastrophic. You know, yeah,
Yeah,
but
Catastrophic event.
Like I got you. An act of God. There you go,
an
Mike.
act of God. That's what it is.
Or an act
An
of
act
God.
of God. That's what it is. An act
You're
of God.
making
Yeah.
us use insurance talk up in this motherfucker.
I'm
What
trying
the
to tell you, boy. Is this a sports show or a lecture how to get paid? What's really good?
This is an insurance.
Let me get my notebook out so I can take some notes so I can apply this to my life. You know
Man.
what I'm saying?
I think the
Act
players should get paid, but with the being act of God, I think if they do play, it should be prorated to the games that they play.
Prorated.
Okay. Well, you know what? Boom. I agree. I kind of agree, and then I kind of disagree. But I mean, they're gonna have to come to a happy medium eventually. But go ahead.
So I mean that would be the happy come to the middle, right? That'd be the compromise. You pay,
Right.
you pay me for a certain amount for certain games.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Now,
it's
if
only
you
right.
think about the games that I actually do play and pay me that because it's still
Yeah.
going to same ratio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the happy medium. But I do agree with Dre and Dex. Hey, I signed this contract. You pay me this amount.
Yep.
But we are in some unprecedented times, so we do have to come up with unprecedented workarounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And the sad part is the players did offer a prorated amount, and the owner shot it down. So
if the owner shot it down, well, now yes, the owners are being.
They have been complete ass.
At the end of the day, the MLB is dropping the ball. This is y'all time to shine, and y'all dropping the ball. That's at the end of the day.
Yep.
Y'all
Pretty much.
fold
Pretty
up like
much.
cheap cents in a minute. So y'all
Pretty
better get
much.
to playing. Somebody,
Yeah.
y'all better get to the green because y'all about to fold
Hey,
up like
all
some
I'm saying,
cheap
hey,
cents.
look, if they need some people to go out there and swing a bat and try to catch a ball, they can call me. I'll get prorated, re-rated, all kind of rated. I'll be out there playing.
Dre do something strange for some change when it comes to that baseball.
I said swing a bat and catch a ball. That's what I said, or try to catch a ball. If they need to go out there and play center field, I can throw it to second base. That's it. I ain't gonna throw it home. I'm gonna throw it to second base.
Yeah, and you can say make the same argument for all the employees that work at these stadiums, all these facilities. You know, give them the pay for it too. And yes, Amanda, they should get pay hazard pay.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that because
especially if they're going to be playing in Florida or these or these states where the numbers are in 4 digits.
Yeah, they was talking about doing if they do have a baseball league, they was gonna play all the games in Arizona. You see what Arizona's going through?
Yeah, and I think that's probably the reason why when the owner shot down the prorated number, which was originally the player said like 60 or 70%, and they'd be okay with that, and the owners were like, no. That's why the players were like, well, give us the whole thing then. We'll make up the hazard pay that way. Give us our whole contract. Because we're willing to come out here in this pandemic and play to make you money, but you're not conceding to us. That's like slavery.
I mean, y'all know the owners never want to compromise, man. That's what Mike was saying. You know the owners never.
It is always the owners that don't want to compromise.
They never want to
play, and the owners
compromise.
like,
Which I was surprised.
That's how they millionaires, because they sharks. That's how they millionaires, and that's how they gonna stay with billionaires. Excuse me, with a B.
They might not be billionaires if we don't get no baseball in the next.
And you know what? And honestly, I think that's why I was surprised that the owners gave the players in the NFL 47.5 because I was shooting for 48,
Yeah, I
but they
was
gave him
surprised by that too.
47.5. I was very surprised because they was talking about 46, and the NFL players told me go to hell, and then they said 47.5, and they agreed, and I was like, but I know it hurt. They really didn't want to give him that 1.5 increase, but hey,
Yeah, no,
sometimes you got to play hardball sometimes though,
and
you
they don't
really
want
do.
nothing close to a 50-50 split.
But one thing about the
And that's the
NFL,
one and that's the one thing I agree with. It should never be 50-50 because I do agree what Mike says. If I am the owner, I do want a little bit more. But I would give the players
Better
their
contracts.
fair share. Yeah, their fair share. Yeah, I'll give them their fair share, no doubt. But go ahead, Drew. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
are you good? I was just gonna say one thing about the NFL. If this would have been the NFL and they had that platform, or they would have found a way to play. I don't know if y'all remember a couple years ago when we had those replacement refs and they was out there blowing games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they gonna find a way to play. They don't
They'll
care if they
find a way
gotta
to
call
play.
us to come ref them games. If they need, if they need
Hey, look,
replacement
Put me on
Actually,
the
Triple
Falcons.
G, yes, some jobs are receiving hazard pay for working in the Rona. My
Put me
brother is
on.
one of them.
Yeah, I got hazard pay. I got hazard pay working during the Rona. So, but if they do need replacement refs, just put me with the Saints and the Falcons game, so I can just call all kinds of penalties on the Saints. I'm gonna call all kinds of penalties on them.
On one condition, you could be a replacement ref for the Saints and Falcons in Atlanta. Because
Nah,
if you try that fuckery in New Orleans, you might not make it out that building.
I'm gonna do it in New Orleans. I want what they say. What they say. I want the smoke. I want the smoke. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna have a referee uniform on. I'm gonna have on like a yellow suit and just walk by the Saints players and just be like, "Oh y'all, oh y'all." I'm gonna have on the yellow suits.
And that's why you can't be a replacement ref because you'd be biased.
Yes,
Yeah,
they don't
absolutely.
they don't let you
Absolutely.
work games if they find when you try to apply to be a ref, and I tried, they make you fill out a thing where you have to tell them where you're from and what teams you cheered for when you were little. You cannot work those games. Period.
Oh, okay, you act
Even
like I
if
can't.
the game is in your home state, you can't work it.
You act like I can't. You act like. But wait, you act like I can't lie. I can say I'm a Cowboys fan. I can put the Dallas
They
Cowboys.
they'll go back and search all your stuff.
I'll just scrub it.
Hey, man.
If it's on the internet, it's never
uncle used
gone.
to call my brother's game, man.
Like,
And
Dex, like you act like he can't do it. He won't be doing that for the Panthers or the Bucks.
Right, right. Panthers and Bucks.
But you know what?
everybody
I won't go too hard on the Panthers and the Bucks, but the Saints definitely.
yeah,
Every time Drew Brees throw the ball, I'm gonna call it back. He threw the ball too hard.
With his noodle arm, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Him or Drew Brees.
He doesn't have a
And I'll be like, and then I'm gonna call him. I'll be like Michael Thomas be like illegal procedure. He didn't go past 10 yards on the pass. He's only going slants, 15 yards, third down. Be like 3rd and 15.
So you gonna be making up new rules?
I'm
They
be
gonna be
making
like,
up
"That's
all
not
kinds
in
of
the rule
shit. Yeah, hey, look, we making up everything on the fly.
If I was a ref in the Cowboys game, I'd be throwing a flag on the fucking mist all game long. Hold on.
the miss.
Oh man, yeah, off
Yeah,
the hook, man. Off the hook, man. Off the hook. But
The running back go right past him.
So the players gonna have to have a whole new rule book for y'all three. You just
tear it up.
This the
Tear it
Red
up.
Cup Rants ref crew. We need a new rule book.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna be on the sideline with my red cup, chilling, throwing flags, just chilling.
boy.
So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna let Mike and Juju kind of have the floor a little bit because I don't know if anything else is going on, but I'm gonna let you guys have this floor. What's going on over there in Falcon Nation over there? I know y'all been keeping y'all ear to the street. Have y'all heard anything?
Hey, I want to talk about my head coach, man, Dan Quinn. Man, I love when he came out. I love what Dan Quinn said about the whole protest situation. He said, "Hell yeah, I'm a protest with the players. Whatever they do, kneel. I'm a kneel with them. Whatever they do, man. I love how him and Matt Ryan has been getting in front of this thing. Matt Ryan raising money, coming out, putting different statements out on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever, social media. I just love what our leadership is doing, man. Getting out in front of this thing. Unlike the team down there, we're not gonna talk about
Oh,
them.
that bitch. Oh, that bitch in New Orleans. That bitch
Yeah,
in New Orleans.
yeah. But I love what I see out of Dan Quinn. I love what I'm seeing out of Matt Ryan. How they, like I said, how they getting out in front of this thing. I think that they're doing an excellent job at making sure we keep the brotherhood together, man. Because I really think that we're gonna have a really good season come this 2020 season. I really think that we're gonna have a deep playoff run. As y'all know, Matt Ryan has been working out with Todd Gurley. Hayden Hurst was driving from, I think they said Jacksonville, Florida, up to Georgia to work out with Matt Ryan. So, man, I really think we're going to have a big year, man. I think Matt Ryan, you know, he always has his passing camps in California. I heard that he's having a passing camp. Julio Jones going to be out there, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Gurley, Ito Smith, and those guys are going to be out there working on some timing routes and stuff like that. So I really think that that's going to play big dividends heading into the season because it's going to be a shortened training camp, and I'm hearing that it's going to be a shortened preseason as well, possibly. So
They should have shortened it a long time ago.
yeah, so I mean, all of this is going to play huge dividends for the team, especially him working with those new guys like Hayden Hurst and Todd Gurley. I heard that he's been working out, doing like one-on-one workouts with those guys, and I think that's big as well when you can have that one-on-one intimate relationship with those players, especially those new players, because we already know him and Julio are on the same page. Him and Calvin Ridley is on the same page because they've been playing together for a minute now. But him working with Todd Gurley, him working with Hayden Hurst, and working on those timing routes, especially Hayden Hurst, because you guys know over the last couple seasons, with Hooper, he's been the guy on third down that moves the chains. Or if Matt Ryan gets in trouble and there's quick pressure on him, he can always throw it underneath to that tight end. So he's really going to need Austin Hooper. Him and Hooper are going to have to be, I mean, not him and Hooper, but him and Hayden Hurst are going to have to be on the same page. But I really think that Hayden Hurst is going to be an X factor for our offense because he's a lot faster than Austin Hooper with run after the catch. Because if you guys remember when Austin Hooper was here, he would catch the ball and he would try to automatically hurdle somebody and get like 2 to 3 yards because he's not the fastest guy. But I really think that a lot of those plays that Hooper was getting like 5 yards, those are going to be 10 and 15 yards with Hayden Hurst because when he gets the ball, he's like a bat out of hell, man. I don't know if you guys watched some tape on Hayden Hurst when he was with the Ravens, but he had one play where he caught the ball and he ran for like a 70-yard touchdown last season. So
he's fast. He's got some speed.
He's super fast, man. He's super fast for a tight end. So I really think that he's going to have a big season. I also think that Russell Gage in the slot is going to have a big season as well. I was watching a lot of tape on him from last season, and Russell Gage was special with running those option routes in the slot. So I really think that Russell Gage is going to be one of those players that's also going to be like a Mohamed Sanu that's going to be able to move the chains for our, move the chains for us on third down. But I really think that, like I was saying, that we're going to have a big season. And then I think our defense is really being slept on as well. I really think that the defense is going to have a ton of flexibility this year with us bringing in Dayon Buchanan at that linebacker position. Mad Mike did a video on Foye Oluokun. I think that guy's going to be an upgrade over Devondre Campbell. Just out in space, he's a great tackler, very fast, and way better in coverage. Because it was plays last year where I'm like, what in the world is Devondre Campbell doing in coverage? Against the Cardinals, that one play against the Cardinals, when I went back and watched Baldy's,
Oh my God.
he did some breakdown, and they were in like a cover 3 shell, and they ran back like 20 yards, and they threw the ball to the flats, and nobody was there. I was like, what is Devondre Campbell doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that Foye Oluokun is going to be a huge upgrade over Devondre Campbell when it comes to being able to run sideline to sideline and also being able to cover tight ends, because we know last year, anytime Devondre Campbell was in that slot position trying to cover the tight end, he was getting toast. He was toast. He was getting burnt. A couple of times he lucked up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he happened to tip the ball. He wasn't even looking for the ball. He just happened to stuck his arm out. The ball got tipped, and DeMonte Casey caught the interception. It was a couple of those plays where he lucked up into an interception, or he lucked up and deflected the football. But Devondre Campbell was terrible at turning his head around and looking for the football. Because
he sound like who's used to play for us? The couldn't. Thomas they cool, but I call him Thomas the couldn't.
Yeah,
Never turned
yeah,
it. Never
man.
turned it.
The
He
can't.
never
Oh
turned his head
yeah, the
around.
can't.
Yeah, he would
Yeah,
never
the
turn
can't.
his
They
head
can't.
around,
Yeah,
man.
they cool. They can't.
The
Yeah,
thing,
man.
the thing with what is his name? Hell, you just said it. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker, and they try to
Devondre
have him as
Campbell.
a Campbell. He was a three. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker. He is not a
Right,
4-3 put you in space kind of guy.
right.
Coverage, he's trash. What's your phrase, Dre? Trash juice. He's trash juice.
Garbage
Grade
juice.
A, grade A dumpster truck juice.
Oh,
There you go. That's Devondre and Campbell. And with Vic Beasley, before everybody starts talking about, well, what about Vic? Vic was playing out of position the entire time. Vic is a rush end, and they put him in space. That is not his. That is not his calling. Because when he was played in his proper position, he ate. When he got put into, oh, you're an athlete. Let's put you out there in space.
yeah. I agree with you.
Yep.
I agree with you, but
And my one of my big brothers is from DC, and he's been a Baltimore Raven fan since they become since they moved to Baltimore. Hayden Hurst is a demon on the football field. When y'all be talking about what's that blur, that's been Hayden Hurst. So
yeah, Hayden Hurst is
you,
special,
you ain't got
man.
to worry about that 2 yard slant that Austin Hooper used to just find a way to get out of. You got to worry about that 8 yard slant that just turned into 80 yards because Hayden Hurst just went because he does it. He does
Yeah,
it a
man.
lot. It just so happens that in the Baltimore scheme, they needed more of a blocker instead of a receiver because Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson. Let's be real about that. So, hey,
I want to take a different. I want to take a different angle. Enough of the players because we know we got the players. I think one thing we have to focus on this year that we're going to see that I'm confident we'll see is we're going to see a lot more aggressive play as far as the Falcons are blitzing because when you look at the history under Dan Quinn, last season they blitzed a lot more because they couldn't generate a lot of passes and when you blitz, it's not necessarily that you're blitzing to get to the quarterback. You're blitzing to disturb the quarterback's rhythm, and that's something that the Falcons have done a terrible. Even going back to 2016, we never truly blitzed a lot. And even though that we used Vic Beasley as a rush in and a 34 outside linebacker in 2016, where he got their 15 and a half sacks, they did not use him like that again. So what the Falcons need to do more this year is not only play more, you know, uh, I say cover three, cover two, but the Falcons need to be more aggressive with the blitz. You don't always have to get to the quarterback. You need to disturb his rhythm, and that's how we lost against Houston. We lost against the
The
Tennessee
Titans.
Titans, the Titans. We lost all those guys because we did not disturb their rhythm. It's not always about having the most elite pass rusher or pass rush. It's disturbing the quarterback's rhythm. And until the Falcons, I think with not only Raheem Morris, but
Jeff Ulbrich.
Jeff Ulbrich, those guys, we saw last year towards the end of the season that the Falcons were using more Devondre Campbell in blitzing situations, keeping him out of
Out of
coverage.
space,
Keep his
right.
ass out of coverage. Keep him out of coverage. Keep him out of space. Use him around the line of scrimmage. So I think with not only Michael Walker, you're going to see Walker. I think you're going to see Buchanan. Those guys are going to be more blitzing because when you look at Deion Buchanan, he's played some safety. He's played almost every linebacker position. He's one of those guys that you can use in blitzing situations. So that's why I always tell people look at the signing of Deion Buchanan because that tells you the type of defense the Falcons are trying. They're trying to be more aggressive, and not only more aggressive, they have to have a guy like Keanu Neal who can lay the wood on somebody. Nobody is afraid of the Atlanta Falcons coming across the middle. So when you can instill that fear, not only with linebacker, not with wide receivers, tight ends and running backs coming out of the backfield. You looking at Buchanan, who can knock your fucking head off, and you got Keanu O'Neal, who can do the exact same thing. That right there are the small, intricate things that I always say with a lot of people. When you look at building defense, you don't necessarily have to have the best athlete. You don't have to have the smartest guy. You have to have guys that can instill fear on the football field, because we already know when you try to throw that damn ball over, let's just say San Francisco, and Mr. Ronnie Lott is sitting in the middle, somebody gonna get frog hands. Somebody gonna have a little short arm. Like they're not gonna want to stretch out for plays.
No.
Those plays matter, and that's what the Falcons. Nobody is afraid of the Atlanta Falcons coming across the middle until we get guys that can knock your motherfucking head off. And excuse my French, we will not be a dominant defense. We need to instill fear in people, and that's why the Falcons have gotten guys like Buchanan, Keanu O'Neal. But Marlon Davidson, I think Marlon Davidson is the guy, the attitude that we need on that defensive side of the ball. Because it's not necessarily all about skills. If you can make a player think that you are a scary, like you're Jason Voorhees, you know what I'm saying? If you can make those guys fear you, you've already won. You've already won. That is what the Ravens defense was. That's what the Legion of Boom was. People were afraid before they even started the game.
And I told y'all a long time ago, I don't want any more choir boys on defense. I want knuckleheads.
So I got a question then, because like you said, you brought up disrupting the QB pressures and disruption, or as somebody who played, me and Dre, that we were told to knock the QB off the mark. What you think about Tech?
I love Tech. I love Tech, but you know my thing with Tech is Tech needs to work on his pass rush moves and stay off the ground. Tech to me is so clumsy. When he blitzes rush the passer, he needs to learn how to bend the corner. Whoever he's working with in pass rush, he needs to learn how to bend the corner. Anytime he gets a sack, somebody falls on top of him when he's on the ground.
So it sounds like what you're saying from see, my coach would say that would be a bad center of gravity.
Exactly.
He sounds like, and my coach used to say it all the time, he sounds like a blind dog in the meat market.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what bothers me the most about Tech is in the running game. When he gets a beat on the quarterback, his assignment could be he never sets the edge. His job is to set the edge, and he going straight for the quarterback, and the running back runs right past him.
He can't do it. He just doesn't think. He's always in pass rush.
He's a blind dog. A blind dog in the meat. He see all that meat, which is the quarterback. He don't know what to do.
Exactly. But they use his aggressiveness against him. So the biggest thing with Tack is he needs to work on his mental game. He needs to learn how to focus. That's Tack's biggest problem. He needs to learn how to focus.
Well, this is a make it or break it year for him, because I think this was his last year, or they declined his
fifth year. So
I think he's gonna have a good year though. I think he's gonna have a good year.
I do too. I think so too.
Dante Fowler,
it's
really gonna help.
Yeah,
Dante Fowler is gonna get Tack on point. Watch what I say.
Dante Fowler. Now that our coaching staff seems to be more solid, I think there's gonna be more actual player progression, because you don't have Dan Quinn trying to do everything.
Exactly.
Which, to talk about a point from earlier, another reason why Shanahan got that extension is the same reason why Dan Quinn got his. He got an extension after losing his Super Bowl too. So that is what it is. But with Tack, he's got to work on that center of balance. And I do believe he needs that mental. He can
always, he can always call Mike's boy, Chuck Smith. Chuck Smith can probably help him too.
Chuck tried.
It's called channeling that aggression. Channel your aggression. Yeah. Whoever is Tosh Lapoy, the new defensive line coach, needs to tell him, learn how to channel that aggression. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be aggressive, but use your head when you be aggressive.
Don't be overly aggressive. That's going to get you penalized, right? I want to address some of these comments, but I don't know.
Nah, we don't need to. It's the same old shit. We don't need to address it. So.
Same old shit.
We are same old shit. We're gonna move on. We're gonna let Boom have the floor a little bit because we talked about the Falcons enough. We're gonna let Boom talk about his favorite team. And I'm gonna
Quarterback.
let you
I
know
want
right now,
to talk about
if
his
you're a
favorite.
Cowboys fan and you're a homer and you want to hear all the good stuff, it's time for you to leave because that man right there with the beard,
Don't
he's gonna
break
give it to you. He's gonna give it to you raw. So, Boom, I'm gonna let you have the floor and talk about them Cowboys.
Don't break their
Seems like
hearts, please.
half our team is under quarantine because they all got COVID, you know. But my biggest concern from last year was
The mist.
the defense. I won't say just him, but the defense was not on par like they were the year before. Because I have said it all season long last year. The the mist was not getting pressure on the quarterback, and our linebackers looked slow. Actually, no, not look. They were slow because all these, all these passes that were going to the flats, they were there. They were getting there a little too late. And by the time they did get there, the receiver is already down 5 yards from down the field, so they weren't getting to them. And then middle of our defensive line just couldn't stop the run.
Mm.
I mean, we lost to the 0-4 Jets. We got shredded by a quarterback that was out 2 weeks with mono.
You
And then
did
we
get
got
smoked by Josh Donald, didn't you?
The
and
man
this
that
Man
the
said,
man that the man that
Mono,
claimed
the man.
he saw Ghost in the one game. He thought he saw Ghost. That guy.
That man said, this man
yeah,
had
he saw
mono,
Casper.
bro. Like,
He saw Casper.
Yeah, he saw Casper, the friendly ghost, the
And
ghost
then
guy. Yeah.
and then the game against the Bills here in Dallas. It was fourth. I think it was 4th and 1, where Josh Allen got the ball, and it was a quarterback sneak. The mist got to his feet, saw the ball fall from his hands.
DeMarcus Lawrence, if y'all guys trying to figure out who the mist is,
Yeah,
just
that's
talk
what he's
about
talking
DeMarcus
about.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
His
He
name
saw
is the
the ball,
mist.
but instead of going for the ball, he kept holding on to Josh Allen. Josh Allen picked up the ball and just did this. Got the first, and there was a cornerback right there. So when the quarterback was doing this, reaching for the first down, all he had to do was knock it out of his hands. That told me that the quarterback was stronger than his fucking swat. So our defense was all over the place last season. Majority of the time, they were below average. I mean, we couldn't do nothing. And then the only game last year that we played good on both sides of the ball and special teams was against the Rams.
Yeah.
That was the only game. And I thought we were going to get crushed because they had Donald.
Aaron Donald.
I thought Donald was going to just demolish it, but it was a non-factor.
I thought he was too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Me
he was
too.
a
A matter of fact, I think we did a show the night before. We was doing an over under on how many sacks that he was gonna get against Prescott,
Man, we thought Thanos was
I
gonna
said he
erase
would
that
have
whole
5.
team.
I said he would have 5, but he was a non-factor that game.
which was amazing because he's always disrupting. But yeah, I watched a little bit of that game and he didn't really do a whole lot. So that was good. That was great. That was good.
So I mean, our defensive issues needs to be addressed. And I think with this draft that we had picking up key players to fill in those gaps on defense, I can see a broader future. But then again, these are going to be rookies. They still need to learn. They still need to adapt to this level of play. Because coming from college to NFL, it's a world of difference. The game clock is different. The play call is different. The game play is different compared to college.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot
there's
faster. A lot
so there's
faster.
exactly, and so they're gonna have to get up and get going. But it's way too early to even say how the defense is going to end up. On paper, yeah, I think it'd be top 5 defense. But
But it's like Mike said, that Mike's favorite word, chemistry.
yeah, so without having that shown, not having a full luxury of a regular training OTAs or anything like that coming, we're in mid June right now. It's about to be July. Isn't July when the
Let
workouts
me
and
ask you this.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Usually,
uh, voluntary
Boom, I
boot.
got a question for you. I got a question
what's up?
for you, man. I gotta get saw a YouTuber. He's a fairly popular YouTuber, man, called Vox Lombardi. He made a video today that said the Dallas Cowboys have 3 number 1 wide receivers. What do you think about Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb,
Gallup.
Michael Gallup.
and Michael
Michael
Gallup?
Gallup.
Yeah, Michael Gallup.
Do you think
The, to
those
me,
other 2
to
guys,
me, the clear
Amari Cooper?
to me, the clear number 1 is Amari Cooper. Right now, as it stands right now, because we haven't seen CeeDee Lamb
Okay.
play and mesh with the current team, so we can't really call him a true number 1. So that's that. Michael Gallup, a clear number 2, and he can be a number 1 if he can run routes better and won't drop passes that hit him in the hands. Because Amari Cooper will make those tough catches, but other than that, so I mean, to me, there's a clear 1, 2, and 3. There's not 3 number 1 receivers. Because if you have 3 number 1 receivers, you did something wrong. Because you got to have receivers play in those roles that you want. You got to have a slot receiver come down and do a block on the line when they're running the ball. I know Amari Cooper will do that. And then Michael Gallup, he has a speed. He can blow the top off, but that but then blowing the top off the defense does not do anything if the quarterback can't throw the ball to him accurately. So, and that's my and then that brings me to my other thing about the Cowboys, the quarterback. He needs to run more and be alert the pressure that's coming to him. Because many times over and over again last season, he would see someone come down on his backside, and instead of stepping up, he spins around towards it. What good is that? You're gonna get sacked. You're gonna give us even more of a loss, potentially lose the ball, which he has done more. Instead of throwing interceptions, he's been fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
So ball security is that. So we need to bring back that offense that kind of worked when he was a rookie. When Tony Romo went down, Dak came in, and of course the playbook was not fully open. It was short passes. Cole Beasley shined in that offense, did he not? And now now we have CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb can fill that spot that Cole Beasley did. So to me, that's gonna be the key. And then maybe we got a gem and one of those linemen that we picked up that can replace Tyron Smith, because he's losing a step. He needs to.
He's getting long in the tooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
He needs
Long in the
to.
tooth.
ooh, sheesh.
He needs to
Right off into the sunset.
ride out, and there's new parents that we picked up as linemen, coach them, bring them up, teach them what he knows. Because when before all these injuries started piling on with Tyron Smith, no one wanted to go up on that side because no one could get through.
He was one of the best. He was good. He was good.
I remember, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, we're playing against the Giants, and it was a screen pass to
Zeke, right?
no, this is 4 or 5 years ago. It was before Zeke.
Derek McFadden? Randall?
I think no, it was McFadden, but it was
Murray.
was going back and forth. But anyways, it was a screen pass to the left side. Tyron Smith was 10 yards down the field with the defensive end or defensive back. Pushed them 10 yards. And when he got up, he's like, I ain't doing that again. Dude, like, he just figured, all he did was just that, and he was still running down the field. It was like a 25, 30-yard game because of the one block. And he was still down the field.
Yeah,
So in the next draft or after sometime we need to get a good quality tackle that can protect the blind side and replace Tyron Smith because the holding calls, false starts, they're racking up, especially last season.
Injuries.
Yeah,
Injuries.
Yeah, that sounds like DeMarco Murray. But yeah, injuries.
So the great player, but it's time for him to settle down and take the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if he still wants to play, I think he could be a good quality backup.
True.
If the starter goes down, you can bring him in fresh.
Makes sense.
So I mean, those are my concerns with the Cowboys. And then you put up Cowboys news. The Texans and Cowboys several players that are infected with the COVID-19. It's only a matter of time before other teams get reported. Saying several teams, especially Florida. You got the Bucks, you got the Miami,
Jaguars.
Got the Jags. Shoot, I'm right here in Jacksonville now.
So
Speaking of which, they said that training camps is supposed to start around July 24th to July 25th. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I really do think it's going to be either a delay or just straight up cancellation until this pandemic is under control. And they also have to. Did they even say if the fans are going to be in the stadiums?
They said probably no fans, or it'll be limited.
If they do fans, it's going to be, I think, maximum of like 20% capacity. So they can adhere to social distancing.
Yeah, so
and
even if they do 20%, even if they do 20% capacity, you don't think the price is going to be just skyrocketed to compensate for the other one?
Oh, we know.
So it's going to be compensated. Hey, if I wanted to go, I won't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
But those are my concerns with the Cowboys, and my concern with the pandemic going on. I don't think there's going to be a delay or cancel the season.
I think they'll probably delay it because right now they're not even letting teams do joint practices together during training camp. So
I don't think that we're going to allow that regardless.
They're
not
the
having
last
it.
few years, but
They already said no joint practices this year. It came out like last week or something like that because the Falcons were trying to do joint practices this year.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
We have been doing them the last few years, but they was like, due to Rona, y'all can shut the hell up with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Which it sucks because you do need another team to somewhat plan for and get the mentality of how you're
So
going to
you
go
can see
in.
different looks. Yeah.
So you can go in and plan how are you going to plan for a certain situation.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, with those joint practices, they do have actual reps out there, don't they?
Yeah.
So they can get their the
refs get reps, but it also helps them abide to the actual league rules when they're out there playing. So a hold is a hold, and et cetera, et cetera.
So I mean, with all that, I mean, you're just putting that many more people in the face of the corona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get in on this Cowboys talk. Boom.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Hey, what I think y'all really need to do with that, if I was y'all, I would go with the RPO offense. If you remember when the Eagles and Knicks Foles,
and that's what they did on his rookie year, RPOs.
Yeah, I would go back to the RPOs with that. I would make it like a one read system because everybody's coming down to play that run. I'm putting that ball in Zeke Elliott's belly, and I'm waiting for them linebackers to come down, and I'm shooting that ball right behind them on a bunch of slant routes with Blake Jarwin going up the seams. I'm having Amari Cooper on slants and deep 9 routes, him and Michael Gallup. But everything should be predicated off of Zeke Elliott.
See,
They need to go back to the basics.
and that's what we were hoping that that would happen last year, but he didn't.
Yeah, they tried to open it up too much.
And you also have to remember when we got down by just 6 points in the first half, we went away with the run game.
Exactly.
We went away with the run game.
Especially that when y'all played the Bears. Y'all, I don't know what y'all did when y'all played the Bears.
They panicked.
Y'all let Mitch Trash Bisky beat y'all. I mean, I was shocked, especially the fact that y'all wasn't down by that much at all.
6.
Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all go back to that RPO
I said it last week that y'all play down to your competition a lot. And
that goes and see, I know I can't put all of it on Dak because he ain't the one calling plays. It was Kellen Moore. It was Kellen Moore calling the plays last year. The first year offensive coordinator. He was the one calling plays. So I don't know what type of plays he was calling, or those were the plays he was calling, or did Dak change it up in the huddle? Which I doubt that he did that. But even then, he was still missing throws, and that's where his completions, came in. But his accuracy needs to be worked on. But yes, they played down to their competition, and they tried to rally back and get them as many points as they can. You're only down 6, and you have 5 minutes until halftime, and then you have the whole second half. Stick with the run.
Yeah,
we can wear with the run. We can wear them down, and if you keep feeding Zeke the ball, by that fourth quarter, Zeke is gonna break off that 60-yard run, 80-yard run. Last year, I don't know if he even broke a 50-yard run last year.
Oh, let me check.
I don't think he even broke the 50-yard run. But I mean, regardless, it's all of this, is a combined. Of course, our defense couldn't stop nobody. There were weren't getting no pressure.
No, so, last year Zeke's longest run was 33 yards.
Yep, 33 yards.
See, he even break 40. So, but he was still what, number 3, number 4, leading rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 1,357 yards with a 4.5 average.
He gave the ball. Wear down that defense, because if you keep counting in the first half, and then you go for a break and then come back, the defense can't stop him. Hi, you want to say good night?
Good night, nephew.
All right, night, nephew. I will say this about you guys is that it seemed like, because I know a lot of teams script plays coming in. They abandon the script as soon as the defense gives up any points. They abandon the script and they panic. It's just like they're playing Madden. It's like, oh my God, I'm down 6 points. Bro, there's 3 whole quarters left. Why are you trying to air raid me every? You know what? Fine, we'll drop back in coverage. Just let you throw me the ball, because Dak is Dak. So yeah,
and then him not taking those open lanes.
Yeah, I don't know what was told to him, but it seemed like he's afraid to leave the pocket. He'd rather take a sack than run. Yeah,
because even if he took that opportunity when he sees the edge rusher go right past him, run there, 5 yards. 5 yards is better than a negative 6-yard loss. That right? So take that 5 yards and then guess what happens? Now you're telling the defense, hey, you got to put a man right here,
right?
Just for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at least one less person in coverage.
Take what the defense gives you, which makes your whole job as a quarterback easier.
Yep. So I mean, it's it was a whole combination of things for the Cowboys that went wrong or didn't even start. And this they need to that's what they need to work on. I hope Jaden Smith and Van Der Esch can get their speed back. Well, I hope Van Der Esch is still on the field because I said it last week. I said it again. The neck injury that they're reporting, I think it's worse than what they're actually saying. Right. So hopefully, and that's why we signed Sean Lee to a 1-year deal, just for Van Der Esch.
Right. What about Kellen Moore? Do you think he's going to get that play calling under control, or do you think
for right now they said that he's going to be the play caller? But I think
Mike McCarthy going.
But yeah, he's going to see how he's calling the plays, and then he'll take over because he'll have a better understanding of how the game plan should be run.
Yeah,
and I hope if he sees that Kellen Moore is abandoning the game plan, he would take over. So I hope that's what happens, not just, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. No,
makes sense.
And then I hope he also brings accountability and shit. I just brings some that go get it mentality and be that guy. If he sees a player mess up or defense mess up or offense mess up, he'll be in that group huddle calling him out and be like, hey, y'all need to fix this. Because I don't think we even had that.
Right.
We did not have any coaches bringing everyone or like I say a defensive line together like, hey, what are y'all doing? Or defensive backs, what are y'all doing? I don't think we had that last year at all. So I hope he's going to be that person, and the assistant coaches that came with him will be the ones doing that this year. So
no, last year y'all had the clapper, so
yeah,
there wasn't a whole bunch of nothing.
And this is what he was doing all season long.
Here we go. Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
And then he would throw a red flag, ferociously because he didn't like the call that was made.
Yeah, he was good at storming out there throwing that flag, but that was about it.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, fellas, it's getting close to the end, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into our partner shots. Say what's on our mind and how we feel about certain things. We gonna let, as usual. Well, I don't know. Is Drew a guest? Is he a guest or is he part of the family now? Is he good now? Is he a guest or?
You know the rule in the Black House is once you've been here more than once, you get your own food.
Hell no, I don't know.
Yeah. Once you get 5 minutes in, you family. You don't have to get up and get
once
your own.
you've been in the dough more than once, you not a guest here no more.
You're not a guest.
Don't be asking me about some food. Go in there and get it your damn self.
Go ahead and get yourself. So, but we'll let Drew go. Hey man, Drew, let folks know where they can find you at, man.
Follow me on YouTube, Drew Talk Sports, for the best Atlanta Falcons content. As always, y'all go sub up the channel. I appreciate you guys.
That face Mike made though. Oh man,
the best.
Yeah, the best. You know what we doing over here.
Then he took a sip of his drink. Oh,
I sense a little competition over there.
Oh, ain't no competition. Ain't no competition. Drew.
Let me just stay out this one. This ain't my forte. I'm gonna let y'all go. Let y'all handle that.
Dog, this is why I brought him on here. This is your spot, bro.
Go ahead, Drew. Say what else? Anything else you want to say, man? Go ahead, man.
I'm trying to think. Do I got any partner shots for you guys? I mean, there's so much stuff going on, man, with this Black Lives Matter. All the stuff that's been going on, but I really want to talk about this Steven Jackson and Stephen A. Smith. I don't know if y'all seen them talking. It was kind of a little bit of beef out there. Steven Jackson came out and basically was talking about Stephen A. Smith on First Take and him talking about Kyrie Irving not wanting to play and all of that because of the whole protests and stuff like that. And one thing I want to talk about real quick is I feel like as Black people, we have to do a better job at arguing with each other in front of the media, in front of the press. I feel like a lot of the times when we have beef with each other, instead of just making that phone call, we go out in front of the, in the media and the public, and we go on Twitter and Facebook, and we air out our dirty laundry in front of everybody. And
Twitter
I feel like
fingers.
we gotta be better, man. We gotta be better at coming together. We have to be better at supporting each other. And if somebody disagree with you, that's why I like being on this show, because we don't always agree, but we all have our own voice and we hear each other out. And that's why I feel like, especially with these guys that have, big egos and they have these big platforms, we have to do a better job at sticking together, man, because it gets it gets really, really crazy. It's getting really, really crazy out in these streets. And I think that we have to do better.
Yeah, we was pointing at you. We was pointing at you, Pippin.
I think we had to do better at, but y'all pointing at him, but I don't think that that this, I'm not talking about Mad Mike in general, just for the mere fact that Mike don't have guys around him that's yes men. Y'all gonna tell him
hell
like
no.
it is. Y'all gonna tell him
We
like
all
it
do.
is.
That motherfucker out every day.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, man, look. If you think we crazy on the camera, wait till you should hear
You
the stuff
see
we
us
say off
off
camera. You
the
should see
camera.
off camera.
Boy,
Exactly.
you would swear we
Exactly.
worst enemies off
Exactly.
camera, but you
This ain't for
stupid
fight.
mother. Yeah.
And there you go. It's not for Mike. You gonna tell Mike like it is.
Jude, before you continue, just to go back to what Steve, but isn't that Stephen A's nature though?
Yeah,
For him
it
to
is.
argue and talk
It
like
is.
that?
It is.
A lot of people have said that they reached out to Stephen A via phone or text or something, and he just blow it off and then come on show and try to air it out. And Stack 5 ain't that dude. Stack 5 is not the dude to try to play with, because he will call your blood.
He want all the smoke. That boy want the smoke.
That
Did
is
you
a
realize?
Houston, Texas native, bro.
Do you realize he had an active
did
role?
it.
If
He
y'all don't know,
did it to KD. He did the same
If
thing
ya-
to KD. Aired KD out.
look,
And
if
KD
y'all
came on
don't
the
know,
show, and I was like, oh, look at KD.
if y'all
being
don't know
Slim
who
Reaper for
Steven
once.
Jackson is, get on YouTube and look up the Malice at the Palace.
Port Arthur,
Yeah.
Texas. If
Just
you
look
need,
up-
if
just
you don't
look
know
up the
nothing
Malice
else,
at the Palace.
Understand Port Arthur, Texas.
PA.
Just
That's where
look at
that's where Stack 5 is from.
just look at
Stack
just look.
5 is serious. I love Stack 5, and I love
Me too.
what he represents. He's just like Uncle Shay. Uncle Shay gonna tell her like it is. Shannon
Yeah.
Sharp's gonna tell her like it is. He don't care what. He gonna tell her like it is. And Stephen A. Smith is gonna tell her like it is. I just think that we have to be better about coming out in the public and talk. Even Stephen A. Smith, if he's the person that's airing out people's dirty laundry on First Take and stuff like that, I don't feel like that's cool. Like, you
It's
could
not.
really go behind the scenes and talk to these guys, because what are our counterparts gonna say? What are the Caucasians gonna say about us? They're gonna say, see, they can never agree about anything. They divided. We need to come together, man.
But see, with that, all the producers and all their counterparts, all they see is, hey, we're getting views.
Yeah,
We're
they
getting
see a
people
paycheck.
who are
They see
watching us
ducats.
now.
Exactly.
And that translates to the bottom line, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does.
Yes, sir.
It
So
does.
It does.
with him doing arguing like that is good for business.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely.
But for building or helping anyone else out, it's not.
Exactly.
Because if going back to go to the topic of the race right now, if you go and try to talk to someone who's yelling like that, are you gonna stand there and listen to him? No.
No.
You're gonna walk away. So, but if someone's calm, talking to you, explaining their side, you're gonna stand there, listen, and they're gonna come back with, "Hey, so instead of this, X, Y, and Z." And then,
Right.
that's how a conversation moves forward. But
Yeah.
but with it being how it is being shown, conversation is never gonna move forward. It's gonna be right here. It is until the next one, and then the next one after that, until people on both sides are calm and listening. Because it's not, for them to just listen to us, but we also have
You
to
gotta listen to them.
because we have to if we would want something to good, to change. both sides have to be willing to negotiate, right?
That's
Have to
right.
Right.
compromise
That's right.
on certain things, and that can't happen without a conversation moving
Yeah,
forward.
man. We got to unite, man. That's all. That's all about. That's all I wanted to say in my parting shots, man. We got to do a better job at uniting, man. That's one thing I love about coming on this show. We all can combine. We can talk about different sports topics and what's going on, and we can do it
Mm-hmm.
from our own point of view. But at the end of the day, we ain't got no beef with each other. It's all
Oh
love at the
no.
end of the day.
Oh no.
Well, maybe
As much
Mike.
as much as me and
I
Mike,
got beef
I might
with
chop
your
you in the
ass
throat,
talking
man.
about you number one. Goddamn, I got a real beef with that shit.
I
as
might I
much
might
as
chop Mike later. I owe him one. So
as much as me,
Hey
Mike,
man,
as look, as much as me and Mike and Dex argue about shit, nah, people would, like I said, if you're a new person, you see us arguing like that, people would think that we're crazy, but it's just, it's nothing serious. We
hey
don't beef
man,
like that.
Hey, look, Mike, you wouldn't
you
even
telling
have
me
me
I'm
on the
not
show if I
crazy?
wasn't trying to be the best, man. That's what it's
hey
all
man,
about.
that's exactly what I was about to say, man. I love the competition, I love
Competition,
confidence, and
baby.
I love it.
That's all it is,
That's
man.
all it is, man.
That's all it is. So, Drew, you got
The
anything
best.
else? Drew, you got anything else you want to say before you pass the
Hey, that's
baton
all
off?
I wanted to say, man. We just need to come together as a people. All this stuff that's going on, the Black Lives Matter, and I feel like also what Stephen A. Smith was saying about we need to have a plan on what we're going to do. I agree with the protesting and all of that, but at the end of the day, we need to get a hold of these black politics. We need to. It got to be bigger than just the protest that we're doing. We have to, it got to be bigger than that. We have to have a plan. That's how I think Stephen A. Smith was saying. We have to have a plan. It's just not about not playing basketball and stuff like that, but we have to have a plan of where we want it to go from here.
Right. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anybody want to step up to the mic next?
Hell yeah, I'm always ready to talk shit.
Well, go ahead, Mike. Shit.
Well, Mike ain't speechless this
Hey
week. I tell you what.
man, sit your ass down. All right, let me
You closer to the
uh
ground than me.
These two. Put both of y'all in
what
timeout.
the hell I was about to say? What the hell
Yeah.
I was about to say? I'm gonna say this, man. I think when it comes down to it, man, we have this is probably just a little different, slightly different, but when I first started this journey and becoming a YouTuber, man, this is my quote unquote story, but I didn't get no love when I was first writing, man. I got absolutely no love. Nobody wanted to give me a shot. Nobody wanted to look at my stuff and retweet me and say, Mike, that was a good point that you made. Nobody gave me anything, man. And that really set really, really it just set wrong with me. And we're talking about African American guys who have opportunity to put on, the next person that could potentially go somewhere. For me personally, when I look at, not just I look, I've put on I've helped so many guys on YouTube, man, like Logan from the Rise Up Rundown, Jude, man. It's Johnny Talk Sports. I've helped him. I've helped so many people, just giving them knowledge and how they can become better journalists, content creators, man. It's these a lot of these guys stole my shit and just never gave me any type of credit for it, man. And that's something that I will never ever forget. Is that yeah, I had the talent, but people in those positions never want to acknowledge me. Never want to say, Mike, guess what, man? I really like what you said right there. You know what I'm saying? Like they will take your stuff and then get make it seem as though that they came up with these ideas, and that's a lot of guys out there. I'm not gonna call out any name because if I do, I'm gonna hurt their feelings. But there's a lot of guys out here are some phonies, man. There's a lot of phony ass content creators. There's a lot of people, they look at these guys as really intelligent, but these guys are phonies, man. and they're stuck where they are, and they won't go anywhere else because they don't have the right morals, man. And what I'm trying to do here, on Matt Mike Sports Strictly Prohibited Network, man, we're trying to help each other, uplift each other, and give the new up and coming, content creators a shot at becoming something, because ESPN ain't gonna get it. Stephen A. Smith is on looking out for his damn self. He don't give a fuck about Jack. He don't give a damn about, KD. He's looking out for himself, man. So, like, the back off what Ju was saying, man, we got to do a better job of coming up, giving each other, supporting each other and whatnot. And that's what we are. That's what we are at Strictly Prohibited Network. So you guys go ahead and hit that channel, man. We always looking for guys to come in, guys, girls, whatever it is. If you want to be a motivational podcaster, YouTuber, we got a spot for you. If you just want to do exercise, you want to do yoga on damn TV or whatever the hell you want to do, you got a spot right here on Strictly Prohibited Network, man. So that's what I want to be. I want to give people a legit chance to perfect their craft and become something greater, because we're gonna need another Stephen A. Smith, and hell, maybe Jew may be that guy for us. So, man, that's my parting shot. And like you said, Jew said, man, we got to do a better job of looking out for each other.
All right, Dex.
Well, first I want to give a shout out to our chief of marketing over there, Mike, with the serious plug and shit. But as a black father, I want to say that what we need to do, what I think we need to do, because one thing I will say is no one's right 100% of the time. I don't give a damn what you do, what you know, what your IQ is, or what you've been taught. You're not going to be right 100% of the time. There's not a playbook on life. There's not a set of rules. There's none. No, trust me. You're not going to be right 100% of the time. Just like I'm pretty good at computers, that guy in that top right corner over there, he's better. Yeah, you can make faces all you want to, Boom. I'm talking about you.
How about better? How about better?
Trust me. Who taught themselves how to do Linux?
Oh, we're talking about that?
Yeah. Okay. So, but one thing we have to do collectively, especially as black men, and Boom, who he's been brought in.
He's
to
black
the fold.
too. He's black too.
He's black too. He's been brought into the fold. You got your card. I validated it when I was there. What we all have to do is learn how to listen more, not hear, listen. Because I don't care if I'm the younger one, or you're the younger one. You might have seen some things that I haven't seen, so you might have some advice for me to keep me from going down a path that I don't need to be down. We here at Strictly Prohibited Network, we're all working together to build a business. There might be aspects of the business to where Mike might be better at it. We should listen to Mike on this. Matt might be better at it. Matt's done this before. He might be better at it. We should listen to him. Not, you know what? I'm in my ways. It's going to be this way or it ain't going to work. And that don't just go for business. That goes for parenthood too. That goes for social situations too. Like, listen. The same reason why we have a whole lot of racial inequality is because people aren't listening to each other. I was taught this in school, so that must be how it is. No, I can guarantee you what you were taught in school 9 times out of 10 ain't gonna be what it is. Just like what you learned in college, you're not gonna use that at work. Just like what you learned in training, you ain't gonna use at work. Because as soon as you get in there, day one, they gonna be like, oh, everything they taught you, forget it. This is what we want you to do. This is how we want you to do it. So you mean to tell me I went to college for 4 years and I'm $30,000 in debt for nothing? Here, do it this way. Just like you have multiple kids. This one kid, this way works. You think that way's gonna work for the other kid? I have a
Nope.
16 and a 17-year-old in my house. The things I have to do to get my 17-year-old to listen does not work for the 16-year-old, and vice versa. And it is just like that between me and Dre, me and Mike, me and Boom, me and you. The way I talk to Mike to get him to listen is different from the way I have to talk to Dre to get him to hear, to listen. The same way I talk to Boom to get him to hear what I got to say is different from the way I got to talk to Jew. You, everyone has their own way of hearing and listening and comprehending. And we as a collective had to understand that my way of getting it might not be your way of getting it. A lot of us get way too angry, way too quick because you didn't pick it up the way I taught you to do it the first time. I'm sorry, I didn't learn how to drive a car the first time I stepped foot in that motherfucker. It was like, oh, yeah, I cranked it. Okay, so now what? I learned how to drive 20 years ago. I can't expect my kids to just hop in the car and know how to drive. I've been driving them everywhere. That's life though. So when you go out in public and someone says, well, I believe this, that don't mean they're a bad person because they believe that. That just might be because they've never heard the other side of of the road. And oh, y'all was going through that. I never knew. I have a lot. Columbus, Georgia is a true melting pot because it's a military town. I have a lot of white friends who told me many a times until you showed me what it's like on Donald Drive right behind Kendrick High School, I never would have known that's how y'all living. If you need to know what the east side of Columbus, Georgia is like, don't need to know. A lot of people don't walk out of the east side of Columbus. Most of the east side of Columbus, Georgia is pretty much earmarked for death before they make it out of high school. That's how bad it is. And a lot of my white friends were like, it can't be that bad. Oh wow, it's that bad. It's really that bad. So for a lot of them, they will not understand until they see it. And then when they see it, a lot of them are still going to make excuses and justify their normal way of life until it just ain't no other excuses for them. So for a lot of the people that you're like, okay, why are they still not getting it? It's because that's all they know. And they're hanging on to dear life for what's normal to them. Just like for us, we've been hanging on to maybe sports will come back, maybe this new game will come out, maybe this, maybe that. That's just because we're holding on to what's normal. We're not opening ourselves up to there's more around us than just that and that. What about that person back there and what they have to go through, what they see? What about him over there who see things a whole different way? What about her over there? We got to learn to listen. And if we don't learn, if we don't learn soon, we ain't gonna make it. Every other culture I've ever been a part of or been around, they unify when it's time to unify. The black culture is the only one that would rather steal and kill and destroy each other because they are jealous of what each other has. And that's all I got to say on that one.
I ain't really got nothing to say. All thing I have to say is people make better choices. Uh, I was gonna make this a topic, but I figured I'll just talk about it in my part shot. Uh, the Georgia football player that got arrested for rape. He got arrested on a rape charge of Bakari Rambo. I didn't even know it happened. I've been reading the story while y'all was talking or whatever, and they said it was a incident that happened on the campus or whatever. Um, I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent. I'm just saying that make better choices. That's all I'm saying. We had this talk before with the guy who was going to be going to the NBA, and then he caught a murder charge. All I'm saying is, if you're in a position to do better for yourself, not only for yourself but for the people around you, and they're dependent on you to make life better for them, don't put yourself in that situation. Now, there have been times where you didn't really have a choice to be in that situation because the circumstances forced your hand, and you have to do what you have to do to get out of that situation, whether it's by force or not. But if you feel that it's gonna go haywire, don't do it. Make better choices, especially if you're an athlete. Make better choices because that could come back and hurt you in the long run. I don't know the details of what happened. All I know is he has been charged. Because there have been times where, I hate to be the bad guy in this, and I probably get cussed out when I say this, but there's been times where women have lied about being raped. And it makes it harder for women that actually been raped or sexually assaulted to come forward because they don't think people are going to believe them. It's a double-edged sword. So the truth will come out. Um, Hopefully he didn't do it, but if he did, he needs to suffer whatever the repercussions is. So, um, that's all I gotta say. Just make better choices. I'm gonna do a little bit of house cleaning because I remember I forgot to do it last week, and my brother jumped down my throat about it. So I'm gonna make sure I do it before we leave. You already know on Tuesdays you got the
Okay.
flagship. Yeah, because I forgot to do it, and he was like, "Well, since you didn't do it, I'm gonna do it too." I was like, "Fuck you then." But anyway,
Pineapples?
yeah. But
Pineapples,
anyway,
man.
you already know it goes down. Me, myself, Mike, Jew. I think Jew's probably gonna be a recurring guest, and then eventually he's gonna get his chair.
Oh
Boom.
yeah, I'm at home, man.
Yeah. So, the
Well,
flagship.
well, we got you a chair on the porch, man. Welcome
Yeah.
to Red Cup Rants.
Yep.
Before you
We'll
So,
see
close it
you every
out,
Tuesday.
let me just say,
yeah, go ahead, Boom, before you go.
with everything that's going on, the social injustice, the pandemic, lockdowns everywhere, and then lockdowns that's going to happen again because of the resurgence of the cases that are blowing up state by state. I know it has to be hard on everyone. So but what comes to mind right now is your mental state. If you want to talk, if you ever want to just vent or catch me or Dex online playing video games,
Yeah.
hit us up. Hit any one of us up.
Yep.
Me too. Yeah.
We will lend that ear. We will lend that shoulder. We will lend that voice that you want to hear.
Yeah.
So just so for your mental state, get the whatever demons you got going on, get it out. Because right now it's more important than ever that your mental state is where it needs to be.
Facts. Facts.
So
Brotherhood.
hit me up on Instagram or Twitter and Twitch Boomster 1929. You can hit up Dex on Twitch as well if you want to just
Atlanta
play.
underscore Dex. Yep.
And if we have that game, we'll play with you. If not, we'll get on Discord and turn the mic on, and we can just talk.
Yeah. Ain't no problem.
Hey, there ain't no problem with that.
Yep.
I'm sure any one of us right here, you hit us up, we'll tell you, hey, then give me 5-10 minutes, let me finish what I'm doing, I'll be right there.
I tell people all the time, man, my inbox is open. If you want to just hit me up, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you want to hit me up and talk, then my inbox is more than open.
Yeah. So
Man, Mike, ain't you on Discord?
I'm on Discord, but don't call me. I don't want to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
but anyway, that's about what I gotta say. We not only do we have to look out for each other, we also have to make sure we're all good, because ain't no point of looking out or doing anything if you ain't in the right headspace or if you are trying to do something to yourself. You can't. You got a brother, you got a sister, you have a best friend that calls you a brother or a sister or whatever. Yeah, it ain't no harm in asking for someone. Hey, can I just talk to you?
Yeah.
Big
Hey, can we find a game online, we play, and just get mind off of things. We don't have to talk about anything. We can just play. We can talk about the game we're playing. We can talk about how we're gonna beat this level, or we're gonna talk about how we're gonna beat this mission.
Big facts.
We don't have to
Yup.
talk about what's in your head. We can
Yup.
just do that just to get your mind off of it. Get that weight lifted off your shoulders just a little bit.
Big time
Yeah.
facts. That's you speaking truth right there, bro.
Any one of us, hit us up.
Speaking of which, I need to fire up Madden later.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta say. Just make sure your mental health is there, because there's gonna be, with the pandemic going the way it's going, there's gonna be more headache and more
Yeah.
mental.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Yep. So
It
any one of
really
us
is.
right here, hit us up.
True. Well, except Mike, he said don't call him. So
Don't call me, goddamn.
You
I'm
know you
sweet.
call him. You know you call him. He gonna answer.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Did this
But-
wait. Did he just lie and say he sleep? He don't ever sleep.
Mike don't
Ever.
sleep. Mike's a damn vampire, man. Mike is a damn
I
vampire.
sleep sometimes.
What
You
between what?
sleep
Between what?
17 minutes a week.
Between what? Sun when the sun rises and then when it's actually in the air from 5 to 5:30 and then you wake right back up.
Nah, Mike sleeps for 17 minutes throughout
Mike,
the
no,
week.
I be sitting there on
He
my
takes
on
naps.
Facebook and I see his green dot. I said, "What that motherfucker doing now?"
What you
Motherfucker moving.
Hey, man, it is.
But
From 1 a.m. to 1 a.m., Mike is awake.
Mike is awake. So, but with that being said, we about to I'm gonna do a little bit of house cleaning. You know the flagship show, Red Cup Rants every Tuesday from 8 to 10.
Starring
Uh,
Mike, goddamn it, starring. Oh, Mike.
Hey Jude, you just replaced Mike.
Damn, son.
he just made Boo just made a power move. He just made a power move there.
He did say the best Falcons content, so
Yeah,
you
he
know.
did.
Hey.
But yeah, you know the flagship of the show of Red Cup Rants. That's how we started this whole network with the flagship show. And then you got on Thursday you got Champagne Conversations with Kim, Maggie, and Nikki every other Thursday at starting at 8 o'clock. It's probably one of our hottest shows right now. So ladies,
Yeah, I
if you
think
need
it's 8 o'clock.
yeah, it's 8 o'clock. So ladies, if you need a safe space to talk, hit them up on Thursday. I think they got one coming up this week.
Yes.
At June 18th at 8 o'clock. So they got an interesting topic to talk about. So you might want to tune in. And then you got Hodgepodge from 8 to 10 on Saturday with Sean and Patrick. That's another great show. And then Sunday, that guy right there with the rap, with the Falcon shirt on, he does give safe space for us men to be, just to talk about ourselves on breaking the stigma. And then if we do have football season, well, that's Sunday. At what time, bro? What time Sunday?
I moved it up to 3 our time, so 6, so it
It'll be
doesn't
6.
interfere with that guy over there. In case football does return.
Football season start. Yeah, football season start. My man over there, Boom, and his wife, they do a Cowboy special after every game. Uh, unadulterated, no homerism. Pretty much give it to you straight. So if you're one of those people that like to hear things that are good about the Cowboys, don't watch that show. Don't watch it. So eventually down the road, we'll have In the Zone with Brian. He'll be joining us on Strictly Prohibited Network. So we're still working out the details on that. So yeah, we're basically pretty much expanding, man. Our network's going great. It's going
We're also
strong.
adding a wrestling show when that picks it back up. And it actually may be 2 wrestling shows, because I know me, Mike, and Matt are working on one with the good Rebel himself, Phil.
Okay.
And when y'all hear Phil's voice, you'll understand why he's a good Rebel. But one of Kim's friends does wrestling content, and I mentioned joining the network, and he was happy to come running. So we're gonna have multiple wrestling views on the network as well.
So, but did I miss any other shows?
No.
Mike, did I miss anything? Okay.
Mike versus Mike. Mike versus Mike. Mad Mike versus Mad Mike. How about that? That's another show. I think
you trying to
everybody
be?
want to see that.
You try to be like Ti versus TIP?
All in the camera, on the video, dancing. I mean, eating, drinking, whatever. I can do it all, goddamn. Ain't that right?
Oh
Boom.
Lord Jesus.
I got
Ain't
you.
that right? Boom.
Boom, looking at Boom like you need to shut the fuck up. You see, he gave you
Boom
that
look,
look, right?
boom look out of it like,
But
who me?
Hey,
with
man,
that being
talk it out
said,
the birds.
but with that being said, we about to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody listening to us. Jew, like I said, you're pretty much part of the family now, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to come back, and you're more than welcome to come back, man. So if there's nothing else to say, we are done, and we will see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same channel.
Stole my line. I like that.
Not try.